broccoli's not
a
vegetable.
What do you mean?
It's not real.
There's seeds in grapes.
Corn.
It's artificial.
It is.
Yeah, so it's broccoli.
Broccoli's fake.
Broccoli's fake.
What are you talking about? Don't do it. I ain't even say that.
Yo.
Yo,
Jeremiah,
you heard that?
Yo, that man is toxic. I heard it.
You got Nicole Ray right now, see? This is why you gotta get banned.
That's toxic.
He can't help
That's
himself.
toxic,
He can't help
bro.
himself, son.
Oh,
He can't help
man.
himself.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
On a Saturday, it's All Leaving with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Leaving Podcast. You can listen to the show on Megaphone as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I'm all over the place, man. Trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And make sure you tell that friend to tell another friend that the page is growing. There's no Claw this week, but somebody else is there. Big Phil, what's going on, baby?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah, I missed you last week. I did.
I haven't been here for like a month, though.
What? Has it been that long?
Yeah, you haven't even noticed, which is fine. I get it.
You've been busy.
You guys have a lot of fun.
You know what it is?
I've been watching, though, so it's
know,
like I've been here in
yes, but you know what it is? You're like a Rolling Stone, so like you come when you want to, right? Pause. Relax. You know what I mean? But it's always good to see you, man.
Thank you, man.
The fact
Big
that
fan
you
of the
are,
show,
yes, thank you so much. And the fact that you are in the claw seat, you know, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being in the claw seat. You know,
as you know, my sports thing is not.
Claw doesn't know anything either. It's fine.
He fakes it really well. Man.
He fakes the funk really well.
He does a really great job.
Yeah. Jimmy the super intern. I mean, I asked him last week. I said, "When was the last time I saw you?" Right? He pops in and out as well. Like he just does his own thing. I don't know where he is, but accordingly, you know, he might be coming. Yeah, that's what he says.
Gonna pop up.
Exactly. He pops up when he wants to.
Right.
But shouts to him. You know, we love Jimmy the super intern. The Cole and the ones and twos, the silent assassin. What's up? Anything exciting happened this week? Yeah, that was all right, right? You know, the 4th of July, that's something that we have to discuss, right? Do you celebrate anything spectacular on the 4th? I don't. Like
Having the day off.
Yeah, I had a couple of burgers and sat in my house and did nothing. I don't want no crowd. I don't like people in my face. First of all, I don't like people in my house, and I don't like people in my face. So,
True.
you know, it's one of those things where if I can just be secluded and just disappear for a while, I'm good. I'm good. Chili McFreeze,
Yo, what's up?
how you doing? You know, we clowned on you last week. We clowned on you last week for not being here because listen, I'm gonna get to our guest in a minute. You know what I mean? He needs his own introduction. But you, sir. All right. So Phil, you wasn't here, but I'm sure you watched the pod last week, right? So we setting up, and I'm obviously waiting for Chili McFreeze to come, right? You know, pause.
Hey, yo, what the
I'm waiting for him to arrive at the podcast.
There you go. That's
right?
better.
So he's not here, right? So Fang says, "Yo, he ain't coming through." So I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I did see something in the text, right? Because normally when Chili's not going to appear at the pod, he says, "Hey, listen, I'm not gonna show up today, and you know, I'll be there next week, or something happened." Or he just sends a text and says, "Hey, I'm taking such and such out, taking my wife out." That was the end of it, right? So I looked at the text, and mind you, everybody had the same uniform thought process, right? It said that text did not feel like a Chili McFreeze text.
Yeah.
That felt like a hostage text.
Right.
It did.
It was sent under duress.
It was sent under duress. So you hear now in person, I just need to hear it.
Nah, man. So what happened? What
Blink
happened
twice
was,
if you are in danger.
Listen, man. Our guest couldn't make it, so I said, let me take the time out to take my wife out.
I respect that.
Okay.
I respect that.
Last minute, right? So then my neighbors, they were going to the Barclay to see It was like an R&B concert or
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, let me look online to see if they have tickets left. They did. So I'm like, well, I'm not paying those online fees. Let me pull up. I pulled up and I just bought the tickets. We went to the Barclays, seen some
Nice.
R&B.
That's what's up.
That's
That's
great.
a good night out. I'm
Yeah.
happy that you took the wife out and you had a good time. I'm just saying the way it looked on this side, the way it looked on this side was, man, that looked like she was over you, waiting for that text to be sent. Like, you not going nowhere tonight.
Nah.
Like you knocked out on the floor and she
Word.
answered all the text messages.
And like I said, shout out to T. That's my homie. You know what I mean? Shout out to T. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my homie. But you know, it looked away. It looked away. But we got guests in the building. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you having me.
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Love you
CW
guys.
Post Hall of Famer. You in the Hall of Fame. You a former NFL player, former Arena League. You're a coach. You're a business owner.
Mhm.
Shouts to my man Jeremiah Pope coming to the building.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you
Yes,
guys having me.
sir.
Nice setup down here.
I
Like it.
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming through to the All Even Studios. You know, we're gonna have a good time tonight, man.
For sure.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk about, you know, your journey as a player, as a coach, business owner, like all of it. Like, we're gonna definitely dive in a lot about your particular life and your career. We also got a lot of other stuff to talk about too. There's a bunch of topics out there, you know, we have to talk about. Obviously, you know, there's some NBA stuff going on out there. Dame Lillard has finally requested out, right? He wants out of Portland. Dwight Howard sent some shots at Nikola Jokic. That was interesting. Definitely want to, you know, Wembyama's his debut is tonight, his Summer League debut. So the Wemby craze has started, but there's some other stuff that we got to talk about with him that happened as well. NBA has passed the in-season tournament, and yeah, I want to talk about that. I can't stand it. NBA 2K has a new cover athlete, and I love it. That's a good thing. Corey Dillon sends shots at the Bengals. Love that. Love that. Anytime you can throw shots at a dumpster fire organization, I like that. Netflix pays Jerry Jones for a 10-part docuseries. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
Yeah, as a
wanna see
Cowboys
that.
fan, I like that. You know what I mean? Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick got some beef.
Mm,
There's some smoke in the city in New England.
mm.
I don't know. The WNBA has some news. It's not the news that you think, or you, or even me. But I have to talk about it because it's very, very interesting. Maybe I might not take shots at them today. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. And I gotta talk about my Mets today. I have to talk about the Mets. Gotta talk about the Mets. Gotta talk about the Mets and the Yankees. I talk some baseball on this pod tonight. All right, it's going down. Irrelevant news of the week, and then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy. Yeah.
So before we get into our guest's, you know, fabulous story of his career and stuff like that, I always start off with an interesting off-topic, off-sports conversation. OceanGate.
Oh,
Yeah, it gets worse.
There's more.
Yeah, it gets worse.
oh man.
So they've suspended their operations finally, right?
They had more than one.
Well, I mean, they were still. You
Searching.
didn't hear what
they were
happened
still-
after.
They were still looking for
So
the people.
like, they were
I'm
still. They had
very
put
off
out the job. Somebody needs to. You know what I mean? And then after that, it came out that said that what I was telling you guys about, that the way they built the sub
Mhm.
was so cheap that this was going to happen. It was bound to happen. So the fact that they've like suspended operations, it's no surprise to me. They should have never had an operation. But that's the problem about billionaires, right? Like, you can be able to cut through so much bureaucratic tape because you're rich,
Yeah.
right? Cut corners and all this stuff. You don't have to go through certain channels.
Right.
Like, 5 people lost their lives for what? More could have lost their lives, right?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, for them to suspend operations, I think that they should just fold the business. You talk about suspend operations. That business is grand opening, grand closing.
Who's gonna,
That's it.
Who's gonna
100%.
want to get
Who,
back
right?
in?
Who's gonna go behind? Like, yeah, I want to ride that now.
Yeah, not me.
After seeing it fold up like a sardine can and implode, like why would I want to be down there?
Listen, I didn't want to be this guy, but I don't think that they were on the sub to begin with. I really like.
Okay, so you're Mr. Conspiracy.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why would Billy like if you're a billionaire
Mhm.
and you can spend whatever $250,000 for a ticket to
Right.
go see the Titanic,
Right.
where you're not even getting a view, you're looking at a camera that's looking out. You're looking at a
Right.
video that's looking outside
In a sardine can that smells like fart and piss for 8
It was
hours.
a jail cell.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
and it's this shoddy. There's no way you got on that. Like, there's no way you got on that.
I ain't gonna
don't
hold
think
you.
I don't think that they got on.
I ain't
don't
gonna
think-
hold you, Phil.
I think there's money flowing somewhere,
Yeah.
and these people did something or
It
have
could be.
something going on.
It could
'Cause
be.
None of this makes sense. Like, as a regular person, I would have more questions than someone who, is probably a self-made billionaire.
But also, too, you got to understand that there's a lot of weird Richies out there that will do things that are very like, well, nobody's ever done this before, so let me be the one to do it, right?
me be the
Because
one.
that's
I got-
how they've made their money, right? By taking calculated risk or just risk in general, right? That they're in the 1% of that. So
But you said calculated, though.
or not calculated. Or it could be both. It could be both, right? So my thing is, I said the same thing last week. Is like, if I'm gonna be on a sub, I'm gonna be on the hunt for Red October sub. Put me on that big shit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Where I'm comfortable. I got a room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They got a telescope and there's Navy people there I can speak to.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a bathroom.
Right. There's portholes so you can
Yeah.
see outside.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
That
I
makes
mean?
sense.
People sitting at certain stations where you
Right.
can see like the radar and all that stuff.
Manual station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100.
That's what I'm going on.
That makes sense.
But
That's
I'm a
logical.
different type of person, right? You got some weirdos that are just very comfortable doing weird shit like that.
Yeah, he's right though. They didn't show any video of them getting into the.
Right.
They showed going into the water, but they
Right.
showed them going down into the sub.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they could have did that.
It's possible.
Well, the company says that they're not at liberty to show any video of them getting on. Like, it's all private.
It's probably tied up in litigation.
content. So they said they can't show
Yeah.
any of that stuff to all of us.
Hey, we want to see it. All right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why we want to see it.
Yeah, seeing
Right.
is believing.
We want to see. We want to see it. And don't have me don't give me no doctored AI footage. I want the real stuff. All right. I want the real stuff. Don't do that. But yeah, I just found that crazy that they suspended operations. Like, you think?
You think?
What?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Proud of you for making a good decision.
Right.
Shut it
Right.
down. Let's shut it down.
Yeah, it's a good decision after 5 people died, and yeah, not now. Now you want
It's
to.
the least you can
Yeah,
do.
at least you can do it. It's fine. Moving on. Moving on. I saw the American Gladiators documentary on Netflix. Fire.
Ooh, I
It
want to
was?
watch that.
Fire.
I
I
want
get
to
to
watch
see
that.
it.
so
Yo,
bad.
it's fire.
I want to watch it too.
It
wanna
was
see it.
fire. Like,
The preview's crazy.
we're all at the age where we remember that show.
Laser.
Like, Nicole, she too young. She, you know what I mean? You had
All these names.
you had Laser, you had Tower,
Yep.
Jazz. Hell,
I'm glad you remember the
yo,
name.
listen, I was a
fire.
fan.
Fire.
I was a fan. I was a fan, bro.
That
I
was
was
the
a
show.
fan.
That was a show. That was a Saturday morning.
Every
Yeah.
Saturday,
Saturday morning.
But what's crazy is that when you watch it and see how it came about, like they had a pilot show trying to pitch it to the network and all that stuff. They had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea where they were going. They had no idea where they were going 2 seasons into the show. Had no idea. So all of these people are just here. They weren't making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because they said that for that show back in that time it took a lot to produce. And there was not big funding behind the show. And to see like what happened to the Gladiators, the steroids and the drugs and the fame, it was crazy just to see how they all like grew up and how they look now and stuff like that. They still look good, you know what I mean? But it's just like that was a moment in time it was dope, man. Like that show was like really before its time. Like that show can still be on right now if they would have did things the right way. You know what I'm saying? So it was just dope to see. But y'all definitely gotta check that out. Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Seeing those. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how y'all feel, but like, would you be comfortable with like a muscular woman grabbing you and having their way with you on TV? Right, in private is something different, right? But I mean, I already know your story.
I
already know your story. You've already been picked up by.
Been there, done that.
He's already been manhandled a few times in his life.
Lifted him up.
Right?
This podcast,
give me your
this podcast
shoes.
got me in trouble, by the way. My wife was like, "Do I know that story?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I told you that
Listen,
story."
just blame it on me. All right? Just blame it on the villain.
It's a defining moment in
Right,
my life.
right.
Yeah,
Just-
it definitely comes
When
out.
all fails in your marriages and your relationships, blame it on Barry Grant Jr.'s villain. Just say he got it out of me. He did it. All right? He acts. All right? That's it.
That was
That's
a
it.
targeted question back then.
Yes.
On that podcast.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because you already knew the story.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It was definitely a Steve Nash
Yeah.
alley. I was trying to. But yo, when they used to be on that thing where they used to the jousting thing, was to knock you off the that thing was wild, man. That was my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
When the challengers used to beat the shit out of Gladiators.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. But shouts to the American Gladiators, man. I like the fact that they were able to get this documentary out and bring some light to what happened back then, because it was a really important time in our history in regards to just like, TV in general, that type of show, and just giving a different dynamic of like strong women on TV as well as strong, black men on TV. And I mean, like, everybody was just like one unit, and they even said it themselves that there was no racism, there was no animosity, there was no sex, there was nothing in regards to like them being together. It was a really tight knit family that was cool. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, did they try to make it diverse as diverse as it was?
Yes, I think that was definitely their goal to kind of maybe not necessarily like their goal, but it just ended up happening that way, because like they had a lot of athletes coming through there, and you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't just like all white contestants or gladiators. Like, they had a nice melting pot and mix. So it was dope, man. I love that show. I love that show.
I still want to hear people's answers to your question, though.
What? Oh yes, yeah. I mean, they
don't want to be the only
they try to
one.
avoid it
On national TV?
Yeah.
Nah, she gonna have to go down. We gonna be fighting.
Facts. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna manhandle me on TV. I got friends that told me, they not gonna let me live this down. You know what I mean? Not gonna have it. Not gonna have it. Oh my goodness, man. But yeah, after the break, we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna go into the story of Jeremiah Pope.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, after the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, don't make it the joint. What's up?
All even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. Let's put this go. What's up, man? All even. Yo, you. Oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you go. Well, that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, all
Shout out
even.
to All Even podcast, right? All even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
G. What is it, G? I shout him out, G.
He cool, man.
Welcome back, y'all. So now to what we're here for, right?
Yes, sir.
The meat and potatoes.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes. Pause. Jeremiah Pope, welcome to the show again. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you guys having me, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So definitely I just want to dive into this, like, where you're from and how did you get into football? Like, earliest memory.
Yeah, so grew up in Elmont, right? So the way we got into football, even before we were old enough to do Little League, Pop Warner. So you started like 8 years old,
Right.
7 years old. But we always used to play Killer Carrier, right? All football.
Kill a man with the ball.
Yeah, football before the bus came at the bus stop, And that's how we all got on into it, and you know, we idolized, like, you know, people like Bo Jackson and all that stuff. So we were playing football all the time on the playground and recess, football. So I started playing organized football because one of my best friends, he started when he was 8. You know, so at the time back then, you know, we all had, you know, working families, but you know, they pretty much lived paycheck to paycheck, right? So, and the cost of football for the Elmar Cardinals, I think it was like $40, right? But $40 to my family was like,
a lot. Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you have to miss a meal, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So he convinced them for the whole year for me to play. So I missed out on the 8-year-old team. And then finally he convinced them, you know, he's like, you know, your son is out here running past everybody, you know, older kids and stuff, he should play. And the following year he convinced them, my parents, to, you know, sign me up, you know, took that $40 down there. It might have been even $50 at the time.
Right.
And I remember my mom, or both of them saying, pretty much my pops was like, we're going to give you this money to play. But if you waste our money and you go down there and cry and, you know, this and that, you know, you're going to get some to cry about it.
Absolutely.
You know
We're going to get this 50 back.
So
we're going to get this 50 back somehow.
Yeah, that's how I got into it. And believe it or not, you know, I started off, the coach had me playing offensive guard, you know, because, you know, all these returners from the 8-year-old team, they go up to 9-year-old team, the 9-year-old coach knew who these guys were. So, you know, they had their spots. And, you know, I was one of the bigger kids on the team at the time, not like size-wise, you know, height-wise.
Yes.
You want to say. And then put me at right guard, and then freaking I'm playing right guard, and I'm just sitting here like, I didn't sign up for this, you know. So finally, my best friend who got me to play football, he kept on telling the coach, you got him in the wrong position. He's faster than all the running backs. And then I kept on telling him, yeah, I'm faster than all the running backs. We raced before school, blah, blah, blah. So finally, I think, you know, we played an 8-game schedule. So like week 4 or 5, he made me race all the skill guys after practice, right? Blew them out. But I got to be in the backfield, but then because of my size, he put me at fullback.
Right.
You know, and then finally we get to the last game, and I'm like, coach, you know, I just want, because you know, fullbacks didn't really carry the ball back.
Of course not.
Blocking. So I was like, coach, you know, I just want to, you know, just give me the ball. I'm telling you. So he made a play in practice that week, and it was like an end around. This is an old school end around, right? And I get the ball. We're over at Inwood, playing Inwood. I get the ball, right side, come around the left side, straight down the sideline for like 60 yards. Wow. And then from that point on, that's when they were like,
get him the ball.
Yeah,
right.
Get him
Next
the ball.
season is his season.
Yeah, that was it. And then after that, 10-year-old team all the way to high school, you know, so was, you know, that was spent time playing running back and stuff like that. But yeah, man, we grew up idolizing football, man. That was our dream. It was a dream for us.
Right,
you know, whether we, you know, you got drafted or, you know, made millions of dollars, it was just like, want to play Little League, want to play in high school, you had an opportunity to play in college, you know, and then after that, it was just like, you know, what you can do from there. But it was my goal when I was, you know, 8 years old, 7 years old, I wanted to play in NFL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was my thing.
Absolutely.
You know? Absolutely. So, but had opportunities and, you know, took advantage when I could. Yeah. And, you know, now just, you know, living life and just, you know, being an everyday dad, husband, you know, business owner.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So you get to high school now. So now you said, you know, you idolize guys like Bo Jackson. Now, you know, what people don't realize, or if, you know, if you're a fan of the sport, the running back position was, it was a grindy position, but it was also glamorous.
Yes.
Like, right? Like if you're a fan of the running back position, the art of running, seeing those runners back in the day, how they broke down the line, the patience, how they were able to you know, cut through and stuff like that. There's such an art to being a running back that made me gravitate towards the position, because it was such a special position back then, right? So I can understand why you gravitated towards it as well, right?
But you know, and also to add to that too, like, you know, running back meant you were that dude.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, that you were that guy.
Dude.
Yeah.
And the other thing about running back too, but not only being a running back, if your number was like, you know, 32, 34, right, Bo Jackson, then you were that dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so they were like, you know, so but yeah, it was definitely quite an experience though.
Yeah, so let's talk about high school. So how did high school go? Was it something that you you know, when you got there, was it straight to varsity? Did you have to, you know what I mean?
So after middle school, played the 7th, 8th grade year. Ninth grade year, I played JV.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, 9th grade year, I played JV. And then going into my sophomore year, right, I go down south, you know, visit family down there for the whole summer. And I go down at like, I might have been maybe 5'8" height. I don't know the weight, but I was like 5'8", right?
Yeah.
I come back, now I'm getting ready for sophomore year, and I shoot up to 5'11", 175, 180 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You know,
that's a different
down
athlete right
south
there.
food,
Yeah.
Burger King, everything. Plus
Right.
my uncles and had, you know, we were lifting weights and all
Right.
that stuff. So we get to camp, and, you know, I go over there with the JV squad, and, you know, we're practicing this and that, you know. But usually, you know, in camp, varsity and JV practice together. So
Right.
when we separated, I'm in the JV squad. And next, you know, after practice, my JV coach came up to me and was like, yeah, coaches want you going to varsity.
Right.
And I was like, at the time, I was like, I knew I could handle it, but all my friends were on JV.
Right,
know?
so you
I said,
wanted to
know,
stay there. Yeah.
Plus, you know, and I was like, you know, my best friend who got me to play when I was younger, he was the JV quarterback. You know, so him handing me off the ball was like memories from when we were doing it at 9 years old.
Absolutely.
You know, so and then we always want that connection. And he brought me up along with 2 other guys that were linemen. And you know, after that, I was like, all right, I told myself, like, listen, if I'm going to go up, I'm starting. I'm taking somebody's spot. You know, you go up there sophomore, you got seniors in there. You know, I'm you know, baby face, and these guys got beards, ready to go to college. They drinking in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Driving cars. And I'm over there riding a bike to the practice. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and we get to training camp, and when it was time to bang and all this and that, like, earned my starting spot. You know, I think we ran a wishbone at the time, so I was one of the starting running backs then, and I just remember all those senior those senior guys like going up to the coach, pissed off, like, you know, I've been here for 2 years.
You got this kid here.
Yeah, you know, back then, our coach didn't care. He was like, listen, the best people will play.
Right.
That's it. And he was like, oh, this little kid that took our spot, but earned a lot of respect from, you know, respect there, and, you know, get to junior year, senior year, pretty much dominated my senior, mainly like my senior year, because I got the ball like every play.
Right.
You know, and never left the field. If I had to kick an extra point, you know what I'm saying, I'm kicking extra points. Whatever the coach needed.
Exactly.
I was all over the field.
All over, yep.
We didn't have a big roster anyway. Our roster was like maybe 22 guys, you know, and so out of the 22, 15 playing. Right. The whole game. So we, you know, but yeah, so that, you know, that was the experience. And me and Teddy were talking before, you know, we played in the All-Star game, Long Island versus City, you know. But coming out of high school, I really didn't have a lot of college offers.
Right. That's
like big D1 offers.
Exactly.
You know,
So
not
like,
a lot.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they looked at grades and this, and I was probably like a 75 average, you know, student and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, you had the locals, you had D3 schools, you know, then I think it was generic letter that everybody sends you from Navy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody go to Navy and Army.
You're like,
yes.
yes,
And I was like,
got a letter.
nope. I'm like, nope. And so I did get my first full ride offer. It was University of Maine. You know, so, you know, me right away, I was like, you know, no college, you know, college paid for this and that. And, you know, I was supposed to go up there on a recruiting visit. But up there at the time, it had a big snowstorm, so the flights got canceled. Wow. So their recruiter came and drove down to my house.
Oh, dope.
You know, on a Sunday too. So I was like, you know, I remember my mother was like, clean up the room, clean up the house. She made Sunday dinner. You know what I'm saying? He came down there, and he, you know, we talking. You know, we ate food, and he's like, all right, let's go look at the highlight tape. So we take him to my room. We watched the highlight tape. He liked what he saw, and he's like, yeah, listen, yeah, we definitely going to offer you, you know. But he kept it real. You know, he was probably one of the only black coaches on the staff, and he told me, he's like, listen, now you're going to go up there, and you see what your mom cooked downstairs. You're not going to see a lot of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, there's not going to be a lot of us up there either, which don't matter to me.
You just
want
to play.
But he just let me know, you know,
right.
just some
he
type
tell
of
you the atmosphere. Yeah,
because now you're going to the real world now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to college sports.
Absolutely.
So, you know, still, you know, was adamant on going to Maine, this and that. But the thing that held me back, it wasn't even that, because I wanted to run track, because I was a 3-sport athlete, but I was a football first, and then track was second, right? And then basketball, I just played just to stay in shape for the winter. But I wanted to go somewhere where I could do both, right? So Post was calling me, and at the time, I really didn't know CW Post, right? So when Coach Hughes, the offensive coordinator, he would try to call every day after school And, we live with my grandparents, so there's just, one phone in the house. And it's
Right.
in her room. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So he called her all the time, and he's like, and at one point she's nice, and at the time he keeps on calling, and I'm not there. He's like, now you can't keep calling here. He's not home. I told you don't get. Now she being rude to the coach.
Now she annoyed.
You don't mess with grandma's
Why you keep calling
phone.
my phone?
Exactly.
Playing on
mess
her
with grandma's
phone, bro.
phone.
You don't play on her
So
phone.
finally, he's like, because they really wanted me, so he's like, you know what? He stopped calling after school at night. He started calling before I went to school.
Okay.
In the morning, early morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And now I'm able to answer the phone, and he kept saying, we really want you. That come out. And at the time, I said, I'm really trying to see other options. Maine's, Maine may be still on the table. He was, they don't go to Maine. This is the best school. So finally, he and the track coach at the time, they came up with an idea like he wants to run track too. So instead of them trying to give me a full ride for football, they went half and half.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So now they save money on both. And I was able to do both.
Oh, that's
so
dope.
And one thing I told about, going to college, because if I didn't play sports, I don't think I was going to college.
Right. That was your lane.
That was the lane.
Yeah.
And, the debt to put the parents in and stuff like that. So my main thing was like, listen, if I'm going to go, I'm going to make sure it's going to be all
Full
expenses
ride.
paid.
Exactly.
You ain't going to have no bill in your name, And the track coach, he was like, yeah, but I need to see him run. So this is football season. We have to wait to track season, which is in the spring. I didn't do winter. All right. So spring track comes. He sends one of the guys on the team out to our Nassau County Championship, something like that, or state qualified, I think it was. And it was me in 100 and another teammate of mine in 100. But he ran first. So when he ran and the clock said like 11:03, and he must have got on the phone and was like, yeah, I don't think this guy needs to be coming on the full ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he thought I was him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because how they doing track, they go, it's the build up. They go slowest to fastest. Right. So the next the next heat comes. I won the 100-meter dash, fastest time in New York State, 10.4 seconds, right? And the next, I was like, yeah, that's it.
He called back like, I made a mistake.
Yeah, we go.
They got the wrong guy.
Yeah.
My bad, dog.
Yeah. So that's what, I locked it in, went on a recruit visit. And I remember, my mom was working, and at the time, now this is when, at the time now, my pops, parents separated, so he went down, hometown, down South Carolina.
Right.
So while she was at work, you got to go to these recruiting visits during the school day. So I had no car, right? So my guidance counselor put me in her car and took me over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
You
great.
know what I'm saying? Put me over there. Went on campus, talked to the coaches, met the track coaches, Then I went on an overnight. And I went on an overnight. I said, you know what? And I remember my grandmother's telling me, she's like, I know you're going to play ball, this and that, but for me, I would rather you stay close to home. Because, my grandmother loved kids, so.
Right.
It was full ride. I was able to do both sports that I wanted to do, right? And also get education. So, post signed it and went right to work.
I just want to stop it right there before we continue is that, one thing that you said that really is resonating me right now is that you have adult figures that take the responsibility of helping you.
Yeah.
Pushing you, like your guidance counselor, taking you to, campus visits and stuff like that. Like that is so important.
Definitely.
In a kid's, development, not just for athletes, just like people that are just willing to see you progress and succeed. And they're gonna do whatever they can to be able to help you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's give you a ride somewhere or, I got the last $5 in my pocket, I could be able to give you to do something like whatever it is to get you there.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people that I'm sure have helped you through your journey
definitely.
you'll always remember.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to, kind of highlight that before we keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, a lot of people help. Even the guys in the neighborhood, we were talking before, you live in the neighborhood, you got you guys on the straight path, you got guys, that want to do the streets.
Right.
So we all grew up together.
Absolutely.
So, and it's like, I got friends that, could have played sports too in college, but they chose to go the other route.
Right.
And we all hung out, but I remember all the older guys would say like, no, you don't need to be hanging out with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, we hang out at this place called Henderson Park, neighborhood park. And the lady that ran the park, Miss Donna Fay, you know, she would say, whatever you guys do, don't be a part of the bike rack crew, right? And that's all those guys who older than us, hanging out with us, drinking 40s, you know, on the bike rack at 40, 45, 50 years old, you know, still doing the same thing.
Same thing.
From high school or whatever, you know, and that's one thing, you know, besides my guidance counselor, my grandmother, whatever, she made sure, it's like, don't be a part of the bike rack.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I look to this day, you still see, and this is not talking bad about, you know, you still see some of the same guys part of the bike rack crew.
And the thing is like, you know, there's a lot of people that are just the products of their environment, right? Like it's something that's, when you're in it and you've seen people that are in it, that's normal for you. That's life, right? Like there's nothing else. You know what I'm saying? While other people can be in that same situation and see different for themselves, right? So it's like you said, there's no bashing, there's no putting anybody down. It's just everybody has different circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
And those same people make sure that like
that you were protected.
Yep. And you know, they're gonna, you know, they supported me the whole time. You know, like I got to post that whole crew, everybody at the games, you know, because they living through me.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And for me to have all of them to come see me, it's like we grew up together just when we were little, and they was like, yo, listen, if this is their first time being on a college campus, it's because we got somebody who we made sure got there, was on the right path. Let's go support him and, you know, let him know that we still riding with him, whether he's here with us here, or, you know, doing what we're doing or not, you know.
And that's dope.
That's
Shouts to them
all
for
my
that.
guys,
You know what I
man.
mean? Shouts to them for that. So, you know, we were talking off camera when you got to post. Now, you know, you sign your letter of intent, you're there. You want to be a running back.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, there was some different plans for you. So you know, talk about that a little bit.
Recruited as a running back, and then, you know, got there. And, you know, I think the first 2 or 3 days I was working with the running backs. And then finally the coach, you know, my position coach at the time is like, listen, they're going to switch you. Right. So I spoke to the head coach. He's like, yeah, we're going to either you're not going to play till your junior year. Cause, you know, we had Ian Smart, who was just a redshirt freshman, one of the best running backs coming out of North Babylon, you know, so he was there. And we also ran track. He was on the same program as me, like with scholarship track and football. And you had 2 guys in front of him. So it was like, do you sit the bench for 2 years and share a spot your junior year, because Ian would have been a senior, and then finally you get to start and roll your senior year, or you switch to wide receiver where you redshirt this year and you got 4 years to start.
Right. So
I didn't make a decision right on the spot, but then I went to the dorm room and I was just thinking about it, you know, and I think I might have called my high school coach about it, you know, and just talked to him about it to pick his brain. And at the time, he's like, listen, right now, you want to play, don't you? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, if this is the best opportunity, you got to do it. You know, so now me, running back and receiver, 2 different positions, obviously, right? When you get the ball in your hand, you become a running back. Now, but me, I never trained to run routes and come back route. Any route I ran was like, you know, use the speed, we're going vertical, posts, you know, nothing across the middle. You know what I'm saying? And now I have to get out of running back mode and get to, you know, light on the feet, cutting, setting up guys, and learning all this stuff.
Yeah. So let's talk about that then. Like the process of having to relearn something, right? Or learn a new position. Like, what was the mental process that you went through? Like, what did you find it difficult, or was it something that you might have found difficult, but you had to get through anyway?
You know what? I think it was for me. I think it was just difficult for to learn, like learning all the routes, right? Learning all the routes, and because it's not just running a route. It's like the leverage of the DB.
Right.
You got to read the defense. Like running back, you know, whether the defense is playing over here, over there, that's on the quarterback to switch it. So we going towards right, and then you see something, he can just say, you know, audible, you go left. You still doing the same play, just going the other way. But defense-wise, like if they're in the zone, you can't keep running. You know, you can't keep running across the field because you're going to run right into the zone. You got to find the hole and all that stuff. So that part was frustrating for me. Plus, you know, at the time, you know, I was known for like not having the best hands. You know what I'm saying? I had to have the best hands. You know what I'm saying? So me trying to catch these comeback routes and quarterbacks throwing the ball 90 miles per hour, you know, and then we weren't wearing gloves my freshman year. You know what I'm saying? So it was all tape, you know. So those things I have to, you know, but for me, it was just like, you know what? I know what I have to do. You got to stay after practice. You got to go to practice early to get on the jug machine. You got to, you know, catch a little extra balls with the quarterback, or you got to ask questions with the receiver coach, or, you know, whatever. But my position coach, Coach Blount, you know, he's the one that molded me to be a receiver, right? And I learned everything from him.
Shouts to Coach
Blount, yeah, for real. And then he and they actually switched him to DB coach, and then brought the quarterback coach to coach receivers and quarterbacks at the time. And then at one point we needed a quarterback. This is now we're in my sophomore year now, I think, or no, junior year. And this is when Rob Blount was coming in, right? So now they were going to put me at quarterback, right? Wow. And I told him straight up, I said, listen, we got Ian Smart in the backfield. I'm quarterback, and you want to change this offense to option style offense. I'm letting you know right now, I am not pitching him the ball. Right. I told him straight up.
I'm going back to running back.
I'm keeping it.
Right. I'm tucking it every time. Every time.
Straight up. So we, you know, I think I practiced quarterback for like 2 or 3 days just to throw whatever, this and that. But Rob Blount came in, he took over the job. But then the coach sat him down, like, listen, you got NFL running back right here. You got a receiver that could be, you know, whatever. Like, now Rob Blount came in, and we sat him down, like, listen, us three right now, as far as the weapons on offense, let's make it happen.
Right. So that's definitely what I want to get into as well. Like the success that you had at Post. So, you know, you guys win, what was it, 3 straight conference titles?
Conference titles. Yeah. I think it was my junior year. We went undefeated. Right. Went to the playoffs. Grand Valley State, who's the coach at the time over there was Brian Kelly, who was a Notre Dame coach. Yes. Right. Yes. And we went over there and got our ass. It was bad. Over there, somewhere in Michigan. Somewhere. Yeah. Oh, it was bad. But we dominated, you know, our conference. Right. I remember at the time where we were trying to find games on our schedule because we were a powerhouse D2 at the time. Right. We weren't even like big D2 scholarship at the time. Right. So we were powerhouse D2. We were just running through our conference. We tried to play. I think Stony Brook, again, they turned us down. We tried to play Iona.
They were scared of you.
They were scared of us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we wound up getting games with New Haven, smacked them 2 years in a row. They stopped playing us, right? And they just came from winning like a national D2 title or something like that. So the hype was there. Wow. You know, and the game said that we punched them, right? Then my senior year, we wound up playing Fordham, which was they were a little out of our league at that point. You know, they handed it to us. But at the end of the day, you know, we were going to get these big games.
Yeah, you wanted the big competition.
At that point, it was like, we don't want to play, you know, the easy conference.
Right, you already ran through that already.
But we had to play them. But it's like, those are stat games. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put up 5 touchdowns by halftime. You know what I'm saying? And then let the other guys get it. Right. But let's go to Fordham. Let's get some film and see us work with these. That's right. Because they were D1 AA at the time.
So you want to see how you stack up.
Yeah. So, but dominate that. And then I think by my so when Ian graduated, we were like a run and shoot team, right? But when Ian graduated, we wound up going to like 4 wide receivers. We actually took Grand Valley's offense.
Oh wow.
From their whole offense, you know, and spread the whole field out. Yeah. And
so more opportunities for you,
more opportunities for me. And they brought a quarterback in from California, and he wound up battling with Rob Blount, and they moved Rob Blount to a wide receiver, right? And then this guy took the spot, and he already knew about me. And he came out with his dad, and I remember he came with his dad, and he was like, "This is all day, all year, me and you." And his dad was like, you know, because he knew it was like, oh, he had to throw that ball deep up wherever it is, I'm catching it, you know. And you know, senior year, I think that's when I started breaking all the receiver records,
right? That you still hold
a couple of them. Yeah, I think I forget his name, Shane Smith. That's his name, the one that broke my records. Shane, right?
He went to Nassau.
Yeah. He wound up breaking a couple of my records. But I think I got like 1 or 2, like maybe touchdowns one season, or most receiving yards, something like that. But I wound up breaking like maybe like 5 or 6 in one season.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And then this is all in one season. And I can imagine if we would have went 4 wide receivers.
Right. You would have.
My first 2-3 years, we ran the ball.
Yeah, you would have shattered it.
Me starting wide receiver as a freshman, I would have stats: 2 catches, 95 yards, 1 touchdown.
Wow.
Because I only got the ball thrown to me.
You only
2
had
times.
you only had like 3 or 4 targets.
And because we had Ian, they give him the ball, they give him the ball, they give him the ball. So now we go, let's fake this dive, Pope over on the post.
Right.
And then they fake the dive, everybody come on up, and I'm sitting up here wide open.
Yeah.
You know? So that we really have to do much as wide receiver. So we were just dominating with a big O line, big D line. But then like I said, we got that senior year and it was like time to throw the ball. And everybody's offense was evolving anyway. The game was evolving. Everything was getting faster. The linemen are looking like tight ends and, stuff like that. So we had to keep up with the trend. You know what I'm saying? That was, with the football. So it dominated senior year. Had some looks after that, for opportunity. At first, I'm not going to lie. My last game I played, we win the game. I get on the field. I just take my helmet off. I drop to the knees, start crying. Just blessed to be a part of this for the whole 4-year experience.
Yeah. NFL draft, or the NFL is here now, right?
Yeah.
How did that get into the situation? You graduate from CW Post now. You had a successful college career, set records, won conference titles. You switched positions and became a great wide receiver. So what was your process at this point? What was your thought process in regards to, did you actually think you had a shot at the NFL?
You know what? Honestly, me coming from a smaller school, I probably was like, they're not looking at CW Post.
Right.
The only opportunity I probably that I thought I would have had would have been local New York Jets, somebody like that.
Right.
That's what Ian Smart, my roommate, he wanted one of the Jets.
Right.
But then, once I started, Ian sent his agent, got in touch with his agent, and the agent started making some calls and this and that, and I went to my little, I didn't go to the combine over there, but I went to the pro day.
Gotcha.
Which is at Hofstra.
Yep.
And they were, probably maybe 8 teams or something like that, and I had a great pro day. 40 time was fast and this and that, and that's when, that's when the calls start really coming. So once you can do whatever you want to do in the season and all that stuff, and some stats may be outrageous and you still won't get a look.
Right.
But if you can make it to you get in front of these scouts,
they can see you.
They can see you.
Right.
So, at the time I was in tip top shape. There was no drinking. There was nothing. I was straight training, this and that. And you do your 40, you do your bench press, vertical, broad jumping, all that stuff. Then you run routes. And it was pretty much like an A+ day, and that's when my agent, was like, the Jets were asking about you. The Eagles, I forget, maybe been Tampa and maybe one other team. It wasn't a bunch of teams.
Yeah,
I think
handful.
Maybe Atlanta too, like a handful of teams. And then the draft is on. I remember sitting in the dorm room because I wound up graduating 2004 January, but I walked in May on Mother's Day.
Gotcha.
Right, so draft comes on, and I'm like, my name is not going to scroll across that screen, which it never did. So draft goes over, and I'm like, all right, well, that's it. And then I get a call. I get a call from the Eagles front office first.
Wow.
And I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm speaking to their front office, and she's saying congratulations. And I don't even know what's going on.
You haven't even registered yet.
I didn't register. I said, congratulations. I was like, hey. I said, okay. I said, thank you. And she's like, how do you want to travel down here? And I said, plane? I'm still like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then she goes, what airport? I was like, I think I want to say LaGuardia when I should have said JFK. It was closer, but I said LaGuardia. So then finally, my agent's, his secretary called, was like, congratulations, Jeremiah. The Eagles just signed you for a 3-year deal, rookie contract, undrafted rookie contract, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to fly you down to a 3-day, rookie mini camp or something like that. And, I get down there, did well in the 3 days. Then now you got to come back and do off-season rookie camp.
So before we get there, Jeremiah, let's take it back a little bit though.
Sorry.
You get that call.
Yeah.
That feeling. So like, what are you feeling at this point? Because like, it's like you go from watching the draft, going through the 7 rounds, not seeing your name getting called. It's like, all right, well, listen, my dream may be gone, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get that call and knowing that you're about to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was that feeling like?
I was still trying to process it, you know? It's just, I was excited. Did I believe it? Yeah, because I just spoke to the front staff, but it was just like, really? You know what I'm saying?
Just happen,
like, it just happened, you know? And I was like, I guess, you know, at the point I was like, you know, I guess this football career he's gonna go a little bit more, you know? And then once I finally process everything, the first person I called my mom, you know, and told her the news. She was happy, and, you know, grandmother's in the background. You know, old school. It's like, well, we gonna get the ball game on TV? So then, you know, next thing you know, I remember back in the day in college, we had we were instant messenger, right?
Yeah.
So you know, you could leave your away message, and,
right?
You know, whatever.
Right.
So I think I posted a message like, you know, hard work pays off, blah blah blah, and I hit away. And then I come back and it's like 100 messages.
Right.
Like, oh, da 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 da. And that's when I wound up going out of the coach, calling the coaches. And he's like, yeah, come to office tomorrow. Let's talk, da da da. But, you know, then after that point, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? They saw me. They must have saw what they liked, you know, stats, and had a good combine, you know. And at that point, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter where you come from. You know, it could be big D1,
right?
You know, Florida. You can be, you know, posts.
And that's why the NFL is beautiful in regards to their process, because there's such a wide net that they cast for talent, right?
Yeah.
Like you can get looked from anywhere as long as you got the skills. If you can be able to get in front of some teams on a pro day or something like that, get to the combine and impress some people, anything can happen. So
Definitely.
it doesn't matter. Like, of course you want to go to a Power 5 school. That's something that they always you dream of doing.
Yeah.
But that's not the end of the journey. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't get to a Power 5,
because sometimes you gotta work for the bottom.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. Like, look at all the great players that have played in the Hall, like that have got to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp,
Yeah.
he didn't go to a Power 5 school.
No.
T.O. didn't go to a Power 5 school. Jerry Rice didn't go to a Power 5 school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's always options, and that's what I think that the NFL needs to do a better job with highlighting other conferences as well, because there's so much talent out there.
A lot of talent out there.
But you know, back to your story. So you're drafted. You're flying down to Philly now for mini camp. How was mini camp?
Minicamp was good. You know, I get down there, and the first thing, so I get down there, you want to impress the coaches, right?
Yeah.
So I go out there and I'm in a 3-piece suit. Looking like number 1 drafted.
Right. Looking like new money.
New money.
Yeah.
I get down there, and like you just taking it all in, man. It's just like you walking through the NovaCare Center was the brand new center they just built. And we're just walking through there. You see all the pictures, and everybody's greeting you. Everything is just lit up with Eagle logos. And you know, I just remember going in the locker. You know, we had a team meeting first, and everybody's down there at this point. Everybody, even the McNabb and everybody. This is T.O.'s first year. This one got signed. So we're sitting in the meeting room. Andy Reid comes in, and all set. All the guys there getting on all the rookies. Like, hey. Who's the guy in the suit next to you? And I remember having a suit on, but you know that little tag they have on here?
Yeah.
It's like, you're supposed to cut that off. And I'm like, man, you just got to sit there and take it.
You got to eat it, man. That's funny.
You got to sit there and take it. So then we exit the meeting, we go in the locker room. And I'm just looking in the locker room. I'm just like, I can't believe I'm in the same locker room as all these players I just watched on TV last year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now I'm noticing, like, these lockers are in alphabetical order. So I'm Pope. Owens is right next to me.
Wow.
T.O. Swear to God. And I'm sitting here like, I'm in there and I'm like, do I sit down first? You know what I'm saying?
Wait for him to sit down.
Wait for him to sit down. Is my bag too close to his? You know what I'm saying? But he was cool. When I say cool, and believe it or not, like me, because I was there for a short period of time, anyway, meaning my career down there.
Yeah.
But we connect all the time on social media.
That's dope.
He hit me up early today. He hit me up like 2 weeks ago. Like,
Good guy.
Good guy. Just like Pope, you know. When I was working out, he's like, "Don't hurt yourself," just stuff like that. Like, but he's a good guy. But but like I said, we get down there and he's there, and I'm meeting everybody, you know. And the one thing I didn't do, because you know I didn't want to go down there and be like starstruck and this and that, or like look like a stalker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't bring a camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's other guys bring cameras, taking, you know, because you don't know how long this moment's gonna last.
Right.
Right. But I never did it. You know, I just wanted to get down there and get to work.
Do you regret that or no?
I do, because there was pictures that, you know, game day photos where we could have took, you know, how I see now, like they taking game day photos and all this and that, you know. But you know what? It is what, you know. It is.
You were more thinking about you wanna portray, you know, a professional look.
Yeah.
And also too, you're literally living in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes, obviously, like, you know, I'm like that too. I don't tend to take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
I tend to just like be in the moment, but pictures are okay.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fine.
Plus, you go up to them like, "Hey, you think I get a picture?" You don't know how they're going.
Right.
You know
I mean, you look like a fanboy and be like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here with that.
But so we get down. Then we have our 3-day mini camp, and it pretty much was just like one-on-ones, running some routes, and you know. So I did well in there, and then we go home for like I think almost a month. Then we come back. Now it's just rookie camp.
Right.
And rookie camp is you work out Monday through Thursday, and you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Wow.
Right. So, but we didn't go over, like, there was no one-on-ones. We were just working out, like training, like on the field, pushing sleds, and you know, these workouts would last almost like 2 hours. Everybody had to lift, and if you didn't lift, you know, either you're gonna go home, because they gave you an option. They try to set you up like, yeah, you don't have to come, you know, but like, nah, we ain't, you know, we're not falling for that. So we're there every day. You know,
they trying to do the process,
you know, because they're always trying to figure out who really wants to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then you enjoy yourself on the weekend when you wanted to, you know. And we got literally paid to work out,
right?
You know, and that's what majority was there for anyway. You know, to get better, whatever. We did a couple special teams, and we were down there for the whole month, and then you get time off. And now you come back, now it's training camp. Right. And that's when the whole team is there.
Absolutely.
You know, so now, you know, training camp for me a little bit in the beginning was a little rough because you start to get nervous now. You're in front of all the starters, you know, and
see where you fit.
Yeah, you see where you fit. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, you're going up there and you see T.O. over there just manhandling everybody, and you go up there and you may drop a pass and you're like looking over your shoulder and see like, oh, I'm about to get cut right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, so Andy Reid had a facial expression that didn't change. Wow. You look at him, he looks like, if he's happy, he's like this. If he's sad, you know, mad, he's like that. So you don't know. Right. So, you know, but then, you know, start picking it up, and I knew, because a kid that went to my high school, graduated before me. He got drafted from North Carolina State, and he, you know, graduated when I was like 8th grade or something like that. Lloyd Harrison, and he told me, he sat down when he found out I was down there. He's like, whatever you do, make sure you try to dominate during the special team drills and all that stuff, right?
Because you can find a place.
Because you can find a place. Yeah. Now, when I got signed, there were also like 12 other rookie receivers signed, or I think it might have been 10. Wow. Plus T.O. Right. So now you got Freddie Mitchell's already starting. You had Todd Pinkston on the other side. T.O., you know, he already coming in. So now you got like 3 other, you know, second string, and then you got 9, 10 rookies fighting for one spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, you know what, let me just try to dominate on these special teams and see, you know, try to get on this team from another angle. You know? Absolutely. And, you know, got the preseason and all that, and I was starting on special teams and stuff like that. But once it came down to like trying to get that 53-man roster, you know, it was like, it's different. It's different, you know, because they're only going to keep so many guys. Right.
So I guess, you know, you end up not making the 53-man roster. Yeah. So what was, first of all, thought process in that situation where, you know, you go through this, and now, you know, you don't make the 53-man roster. Like, what are you thinking at this point?
Now it's like, it's definitely over. Yeah. You know, like, who's going to pick you up now when everybody's cutting their rosters down now at the same time, you know? And I was like, you know what? Now I just got to go home, use your degree, get a job or whatever.
So you never got any practice squad offers?
No, I actually wanted from there. I wound up going to Buffalo.
Okay.
Right? I went for a workout for Buffalo, and at the time there was NFL Europe.
Yes.
So I get there, I'm working out, running my routes, doing my thing, and then my agent's like, yeah, I think they're gonna acquire you. This is what they acquired, and they're gonna send you to Europe, right? And the next year, you get a call, and there's all these numbers games like Buffalo is now looking for a quarterback instead of wide receiver. So now you gotta wait, and this and that. So now I'm sitting at home, I'm like, here we go at home, back home again, But at the same time, you're still training, you're still
staying
waiting
ready
for another call, staying
yeah.
ready. So then my cousin was like, you should just go play arena football and
Right.
get some film, use a different avenue to work from the ground up again and see if you can get back in there.
So so your transition away from the NFL dream, you don't make a practice squad, the Buffalo Bills situation falls through, you get convinced to go to Arena League.
Yeah.
How was Arena League? Because you played 5 seasons with the
about
Arena,
5,
right?
6 seasons. Yeah. It was different transition, game much faster because the field is much smaller.
Right.
Right. Less. I mean, it wasn't it for the crowd, but you would go to different stadiums, it'd be like empty in there.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, in the back of your mind, like for me, football was always a passion first, right? It was never about like how much money I'm going to make.
Right.
It's a passion, and my whole thing is I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off.
Absolutely.
Right? What doesn't matter if it's here, there, whatever. And I got the opportunity to play there and learn the game fast, right? And then did well in there, and then I think I stopped playing in 2009, 2010 because the league went bankrupt.
Right.
Right. And then at that time, I'm over here sweating like crazy. Sorry about that. But at that time, so now, my wife at the time, my wife now, she was, we wound up getting engaged at the time. And now we're at the point where how much longer am I going to do this?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like every, you pick up and go, you're going to Arizona, then you're coming over here, da-da-da. So next year, I wound up trying to go back. So my last year in arena football, I wound up going to a workout with the Falcons.
Okay.
Right? And it was a last-minute thing. We just got back from Mexico. Me and my fiance at the time got back from Mexico, literally landed off the plane from Mexico, whole week of drinking and partying and enjoying ourselves. And next you know, my agent's like,
right.
What are you doing right now?
You swole, you blowing it up or something.
Like, what you doing right now? I was like, I just got back from vacation. He's like, well, the Atlanta Falcons want to bring you down and try to give you a little workout because the whole thing happened with Vic.
Right.
And now they got to change their offense because the what's the quarterback's name? Ryan. What's the quarterback from Atlanta?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. From BC, he came in, and thank you. He came in, and then they have to change the whole style of offense to a more passing thing. So
right.
now they're trying to find receivers that are, they can rush in right away. So
right.
My name must have came up, and then I went down there. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, listen, I came down there, I tried to give it up my all, but it was damn.
It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't for a week of, vacation and stuff like that. It just wasn't. By the time we got to the end of the workout, and I was just like, I just
didn't have it.
It just didn't have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't prepare for it. Not making excuses, but I wasn't ready. If I would have came back and said, "Hey, they gave you a heads up," then it would have been a different
right.
outcome. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So
Absolutely.
after that, at that point, I looked at my wife. I was like, "Listen," I was like, "I think I'm done."
Yeah, just not in the cards.
I didn't want to do it because now it's just like, "Oh, you got this opportunity over here," and I was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it." It's about that time where you approaching 30.
And also too, like you're settled down at this point now.
Yeah.
Like you don't really want to be all over the place, right? Like if there's a trial here, that
I don't want to do all that.
Yeah,
because at that point it would have been maybes.
Right.
It wasn't guaranteed.
No guarantees.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's like start your, now you got to start the real world.
Yeah.
Outside of sports and stuff like that. And I took advantage of my opportunity, all the opportunity I had, and and it was a good ride.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I didn't work straight out of college. That was my job.
Right.
So whatever money we made, we were able to get married, buy a house,
right.
And now just
successful. Like,
Yeah,
like
it.
I mean, that's success right there, man. Like, you know, you lived the dream in regards to playing the sport that you loved, right? Played at a high level. You made it to the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you didn't play any regular season games, but not a lot of people experience what you went through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With that particular journey. So you have a story that not a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And that's something that you can always look at as just like a major achievement in your life.
Oh,
definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's salute to you, man. Like, that's dope. That's dope. Like, whether you played a second or whatever, that's a level of success that some people will never see.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So definitely salute to you. So
appreciate that.
After that, obviously you decide to get into the business world, right?
Yeah.
So you know, speak about that a little bit.
So originally I was going to try to, you know, use my broadcasting degree to try to, you know, go in there, but I know for me, I want to be still somewhat involved in sports, but giving back portion.
Right.
The coaching or the training, this and that. And he just, you know, started working out at a gym, right? Or working for a gym at the time. And then 3 years in, about the second year, Jamel came in because he had a little football journey after college too. And then once we linked up, we were like, we can do this ourselves.
Yeah. Shouts to Mel.
Yeah, definitely. We do this ourselves, and going on 12, 13 years now. So we've been
that's amazing.
Very successful. We landed a gym in a gold mine town in Port Washington.
Right.
You know, they accepted us. We're the only black-owned business in that town.
Awesome.
You know, and we
dope.
You know, right.
That's very dope.
And
and I know what Port Washington looks like.
Yeah. and we you know, then other opportunities came. We were able to coach at the high school, which I still coach now. Just finished my 13th year coaching.
Right.
Varsity
Track, right?
Yeah. Varsity track.
Absolutely.
And, you know, listen, the clients just been pretty much like family, man. We watch their kids grow. They're in college. They come back, you know. And we have clients that have been with us even before we opened the gym 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at now, you know.
Absolutely. So, like, you know, in regards to being a track coach, like, you know, how many athletes have you seen go on to D1 schools, or, you know?
For my program, a couple, but the town we're in, they're more academic, so they're like the Ivies.
Got you.
Right, like the Ivy
Ivy
D3
leagues.
schools, stuff like that. So, but we had some Brown, some John Hopkins, stuff like that. We, you know, there was no Miami or Tennessee, stuff like that. You know, Adelphi's,
right?
You know, but some kids that probably even think they were going to even compete in college,
right?
You know,
have a chance to.
I had, you know, I coached girls, so I had girls that never even thought they were going to be good in track,
right?
Or they weren't going to be fast enough until, you know, we pushed them to their potential,
right? And
they're running in college, breaking college records, you know, wherever they land, Wesleyan or whatever it is, and you know, and that's my main thing too. Is like, you know, the way I coach is one way, right? And if anybody says, you know, it ain't just about winning, we're gonna win, but winning is not you crossing the line first,
right? It's
like using what you learned, the hard work, winning in the classroom, winning at home, you know, and coaching never ends, you know, after practice,
right?
You know, like I'm still coaching after practice, season is done, still coaching, right? And when you get phone calls from former athletes, you know, if they're in college or just in the business world saying, you know, having a rough day, I didn't think I can, you know, get through this. And I just remember the mindset you taught us back then, you know, and I got through this, or I went out for a 2-mile run. I think I can do it. But I remember I just had you in my ear, or the coaches had, you know, in my ear saying that.
And that's what you live for.
And that's what we do. You get the athlete and you want to coach like the 40 or 50-year-old.
Right. And also too, like, you know, I always like to talk about the success part of an athlete's journey, right? Like, you know, we talked about it already, that you grow up, it's always D1 you think about. Like, if you're not going D1, you don't have a shot. Yeah. And you as a coach, I'm sure you're telling your athletes that, listen, you know, we're giving you this opportunity to be able to continue to fulfill your dream, and who knows what that can be able to unlock in the future. You have achieved a level of success already. Yeah. Right? So start appreciating, start saluting yourself for that, because a lot of people think that just because they're not at a certain school, you know what I mean, that it's failure. Like you've made it.
Yeah.
Like you literally got to a point where your parents don't have to pay a dime to send you anywhere. Yeah. Right? Or you have a chance for higher education.
Higher education.
You have made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're one of the in whatever percentage bracket that is that made it. So I think as black men, as even just parents or adults that's trying to like push the younger generation through, it's our responsibility to tell them that. Yeah. I don't think that kids hear that enough, that when they do get to this certain point, that they're successful, that they've made something, you know, that they can be able to kind of like pat themselves on the back, because they're always thinking about what's down the road or what they don't have. Focus on what you have. Now, you know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. So what I want to do for you, like, I just want to clap it up for you. Appreciate it. Because, you know, salute to you, man. Like, you know, that's definitely dope. Continuing your coaching and your guidance for these kids, man. They need it. You know, they need more guys like you out there that are guiding them, that are, you know, their guardian angels, that are, you know, whatever it is for them that they need in their life at that time. So, you know, it you know, words can't express how much you mean to them. You know what I'm saying? So definitely salute. After the break, Claude's definitely gonna get into this now. We have some NFL and some NBA talk to discuss after the break.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry for All Even Podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Victor Wembanyama, Summer League debut. So the number one hype prospect is here. Everybody been talking about that he's the best prospect since LeBron. Better than LeBron. Better than Jordan, better than Kobe, better than whoever. Well, he's had a Summer League game, and, you know, we're not watching it right now, but I'm seeing some videos out there right now. I've seen that he got dunked on, 1. I've seen that he looked very uncoordinated, 2. He's missed a couple of shots. It's his first Summer League game, so I'm not going to trash the kid too much. But do you guys see the hype, right? Like, he hasn't played an official NBA professional game yet, but can you see what everybody thinks they're seeing in regards to this kid?
I mean, like, what type of dunk was it? It was like the dunk that Shaq gave the dude.
Nah, it wasn't like that.
That's disrespectful.
It was more of one of those Dwight Howard throw-in dunks.
Like,
so like it was off a rebound. Guy got it, and Victor was there, had his back turned, and
Did he stare him down at the end?
You have to.
You have to.
Have to.
I
think that's a prerequisite.
You have to. Like, especially the fact that he's the number 1 pick and Mr. Overhyped or whatever it is, Mr. Hype. You gotta stare at him. But like, thoughts, like, do you see, like, you watch basketball for many years, like, do you think that he looks like somebody that's gonna be a star?
Not gonna lie to you, absolutely not.
Really?
But I keep it real with you. I went to back when AD just signed with the
Pelicans.
Got you. Thank please.
I knew it had to be somebody. He
played against.
I'm telling you,
it was a preseason game, and he played against Miami. Against Braun. And even then, I looked at AD, and I'm just like, nah, you're not him, bro. Like, and he was super skinny back then and all that shit. Like, but he just didn't have that. He was still soft. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Like, so I think I don't know, this one, they hyped it. But I would like to see what, you know, Greg Popovich does with it, because that's what he does. He builds these guys out and he turns them into fucking megastars. So.
Facts. So what do you think?
I don't know. He still looks, you know, he looks like your average doofy, uncoordinated.
Yeah, the D word.
Sorry. Even when he's like, I haven't seen him play at all other than clips from the draft. And those look pretty impressive, but like, you know, see him now on the gram working out and all that type of stuff. None of that stuff makes me confident that he's the guy, but again, like, we'll see how it goes.
All right. What about you, Jeremiah?
I think he needs to get in the weight room.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at Manute Ball back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
Look, you know, so that's all I know about him so far. So, but I looked at him, I'm like, I ain't gonna call him doofy. I ain't gonna call him doofy, but he gotta get some meat on them bones.
Need some grits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get a little Spanish joint, give me some plátano.
Get him some
mangú.
I mean, listen, according to Charles Barkley, he need to go get him one of them ugly San Antonio girls. and
I don't know. I don't know.
Have them cook some meals for you.
Make him some armadillo.
You get yourself a nice. If you get yourself a 3, you know she not leaving. Right? Get yourself a 3. She ain't leaving.
A thick 3 though.
A thick 3. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
thick 3. Right. A 3 series?
Right.
A
nice 3 series. You be all right.
You can get yourself an M3 too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
cut
loaded, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If he stays his whole career down there, he gonna pass through a couple ugly ones. But that's just the way it is.
Hell yeah.
But Chili, what you think about Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah, I think he got to gain weight, man.
Yeah.
Once he gains the weight, I mean, so he's been slim his whole career.
Yeah.
So gaining weight may not be the best for him, but if he gradually gains it at a slow pace,
I think he's gonna
he'll be okay.
If you think about KD, right? KD was very wiry, thin when he got to the league, right? But he's put on a significant amount of weight since he's been in the league. I think Victor is gonna be the same way. Like, he's never gonna look like this opposing physical, like Giannis, right? He's not gonna look like him. Yeah. But he will put on some weight to the point where he can be able to hang with NBA contact, right?
Listen, as long as he don't lose his hair like KD, he'll be all right.
KD's bad, bro. Even in Call of Duty, that shit bad.
Like there's no AI can fix that. AI can fix that.
Yeah, they try to put a hat, you still seeing shit like
facts.
They don't even comb it. Like, come on, man.
Nah, you can't comb that.
Nah.
What are you gonna comb? What comb is gonna help that?
Yeah,
seriously.
I mean, if you run a comb through it, it'll stretch
everything.
Not even a hot comb from back in the day is gonna go through that. They're defined. Like, the naps already created their own colony, and they molded into something different.
His naps are already embedded in the face.
Like, it's
He's back there.
Crustaceans,
like you know how you brush your hair and it get all nice looking. Like it don't change.
Yo, you know how coral forms in the ocean?
Facts.
That's what's happening. Yeah, it's an ecosystem. Like, you can't even fuck with it.
Who says some shit like that? Coral,
coral worms. Yo, let's hold that in.
He been waiting.
You gotta let that be.
It's facts though. But listen, but we gonna talk about Victor, right? The biggest highlight for Victor Wembanyama right now was not even on the court. It was on the court. He over here assaulting Britney. He assaulted Britney Spears. What we doing here, son? Don't touch Britney. Don't do that.
We just got her back.
Look, what she said in the song "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." That's not what she meant. That's not what she meant. All right, that's not what she meant.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? You got security guards back smacking. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm gonna keep it real though. How random is that shit?
Mad random.
Like, this kid ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
And all of a sudden, Britney Spears comes out of nowhere.
Spears gets manhandling your situation. Yo, you're off to a bad start.
Yo, you crazy.
Yo, that's facts.
You off to a bad start.
That literally is like.
Fam, your name's in an assault.
That's a bad omen. So
2 weeks after you signed, fam.
I ain't gonna lie. He's right. That's
they
a bad
on your
omen.
body, bro.
That's a bad omen.
You better chill.
It's not like another athlete comes up to you and there was a misunderstanding. That's Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Right?
Britney, dog. Like,
that's
what?
Britney Spears. I'm Britney, bitch. That's
Britney, bitch.
That's what we talking about here.
Among all people.
Yeah. Don't use that backhand on Britney. Don't do that.
You should have. Yo, arms is long enough. You could have said, yo, stop, bro.
Yeah.
You could have reached over there and be like,
like a security guard to touch Britney like that. Don't do that.
Back up, bro.
Listen, if I was out there, I was fighting the security guard for Britney.
Britney,
don't do that. You know what she did for my childhood, man?
Hey,
Britney was lit.
Word. I don't know what they say in France. I don't know.
Yeah, what do they use?
It's not Muscusi. What is it?
It probably is Muscusi. Muscusi. Back up. Yeah, so it's like, just leave Britney alone, man. I feel bad for her, but like you said, man, he's definitely off to a shaky start in his NBA career.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. Moving on. Dame Lillard decides to finally axe out of Portland, right? And he wants to go to one place, and that's the Miami Heat. So this whole time, we've heard him say that he's loyal to the team. He wants to stay there. He wants to win a championship with Portland. And I've come on this show numerous times, and I've said the same thing over and over and over again. you may want to stay, but Portland shouldn't want to keep you because it's like having that high maintenance woman, right? If you ain't got the resources to keep her happy, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Rob a bank? You gonna try to put yourself out there crazy? Or you just gonna be honest and say, listen, I can't give you the lifestyle that you're looking for. So we may have to just part ways. Portland was in that situation, right? They could not put a contender around Dame. They never could. Nobody's going to Portland. No free agents are going to Portland. You have to draft very well, right? And if by the time he's a veteran and he's the one of the best players in the game, what veteran is waiting on a rookie 4 years down the line to produce, right? So they were already behind the 8 ball trying to develop this championship roster. It was never going to happen.
Yeah.
So for Portland, they should have said to him, listen, I understand that you want to stay. We have to move you. You know what I mean? We have to make sure that we try to maximize and get the most out of the value that you have right now because we can be able to reset this, get younger, the fan base to understand. But for him to wait this long and how it's playing out now is corny to me because now he's stonewalling Portland. Oh, nah, he has his agent saying, oh, if you trade for Dame, he may not show up to camp. You're on the contract. It's not like you're a free agent next season.
Right.
He's on the contract for another 4 years. You talking about not showing up. Now I'm going to call your bluff.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to trade for you. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, Portland needs to look at it. Like, I understand that there's a relationship there. They want to respect Dame. He wants to go to Miami. But if the package that Miami is offering you is not enough and somebody else is willing to give you a better deal, go with that.
Yeah.
Go with that. Because at the end of the day, this is a business.
Yeah.
Right? This is a business. So, what are your thoughts on Dame finally deciding to ask out and how the situation is playing out? Because it's all rumors right now, right? So, if this is true, this is what I'm saying. It's not necessarily, doesn't have to necessarily be true. This is all rumors. It's not coming out of the horse's mouth. So, we're just speculating at this point.
I think it's about time. They should have done this, like you said. They should have done it a while ago. The crazy part is, though, it's like the agent texting people and say, hey, well, if it's not Miami,
right,
you're going to get unhappy Dame. I don't think you want an unhappy Dame.
Yeah, we'll try it.
Yeah,
oh, really?
It's like, shut up. Take these picks.
Right.
We're going to do this deal. Like,
facts.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, I didn't even know all that was happening.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, I think Portland just tried to capitalize on the ticket sales.
As they should.
As they should. That's it.
As they should.
Like, Dame didn't express that he want to leave. Yeah. He want to stay. He's cool. They're selling tickets. They know they're not going to win any championships, but money grab as it is. So
he's the king up there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he's the king of Portland.
He's been there, how long?
12 years?
12 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they know.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever they get now is going to be, who?
He's all they got.
Right.
Him and the Nike store.
But what's the significance with Miami, though?
I think the Pat Riley is down there. The culture is down there. I just think he likes the environment. It's a championship culture down there. Jimmy Butler's down there. The Miami Heat just got to the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? So there's things to build on. And you adding Dame and having Jimmy Butler, that can be a nice 1-2 combination. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it.
Luxury tax as well.
Luxury tax. There's no state tax down there. You know what I mean? So that
blow that
you're
bag, baby.
You're getting all your money. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not getting that New York or Cali tax. You know what I mean? So it's important for him. So I listen. I get where he wants to go, but I think he waited too long to play this hand, and 100%. Now Portland they gotta do what they gotta do.
Right.
I think that when the offseason happened, right when the finals were finished, there was a chance for Dame to go to management and say, listen, this is it. I think it's time to move. And guess what Portland could have did? They could have moved him at the draft. They could have got more you know what I'm saying? Like you could have been able to get a nice massive overhaul at that point. But now teams know that you have to trade him.
Yeah.
Because he's unhappy.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Dame's a baller, right? I don't think that if a deal doesn't happen, he's going to be unhappy going back to Portland. He's going to express his desire to want to play somewhere else, but he's going to play. And that's why I think that whatever the agent said, like you said, Claude, like that didn't make any sense because they know Dame. They know that if a team trades for him, like if a Toronto or whatever team, you know, Oklahoma City, whoever wants to trade for him, they know that he's going to play. Whether he stays there long term is a different story, but he will play.
For sure.
So, you know, it's just if the rumors are true, that's all I'm saying. I just don't like the way it's playing out. It could have definitely went a different way because I saw this coming. You know what I mean? And it's just corny. Moving on. Dwight Howard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm on Dwight Howard's side. I am. Dwight Howard has been getting shade thrown his way too much in regards to his career. I think people don't remember how good Dwight Howard was when he was playing.
Thanks.
The fact that you can really leave him off the all-time 75 team. That don't make sense.
Crazy.
They're not thinking about.
You got Anthony Davis ass on there, but you ain't got Dwight Howard on there.
It's your money back,
right? What are you talking about here?
That's not.
I'm a Lakers fan. He don't belong in there.
Yeah,
he don't belong in there. Nah. So Dwight Howard came out and said that he will take his prime over Nikola Jokic's prime, over the NBA MVP's prime currently. And on the surface, if you're a prisoner of the moment, you're going to say that Dwight Howard's crazy. But if you look at the numbers, it's not that crazy. Now, they're two different players, granted, right? Nikola Jokic is more of a Larry Bird, LeBron James type of mold player that he can dictate the game offensively. Yeah. He's a high IQ player. High assist guy, high efficiency, knows the game, understands the game. Dwight Howard was more physical, athletic, uses jumping prowess, blocking ability. But when you think about the things that he did in Orlando, it was pretty impressive. He put up 40 in 30 games, 40 in 20 games, 7 blocks. Like got the Orlando Magic to an NBA final. They lost to the Lakers, but they got there. So it's like, I don't really understand the shade. I think the reason why a lot of people throw shade at Dwight is because he's such a clown. Like he's a funny guy, right?
It's like Ludacris.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Ludacris is nice.
That's a great
but he wears
comparison.
Big ass sneakers.
That's a great comparison. Like you think about Ludacris. No, seriously though. But you think about Ludacris, you think about him like you don't think about him as like a dope MC. He is. He's one of the dopest of all time. But you don't think about Ludacris like that. Nah, you don't.
Because he jokes.
Because he jokes a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I think Dwight Howard is in that same categories that the people just don't take him seriously because he's such a clown. And honestly, he has some type of argument here. A lot of people may not agree with him, but I'm not going to say that he's bugging because he's a great player. So, thoughts?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I feel like, Dwight played in a different NBA than it is today. He played in the NBA of our generation where it was a harder game. Yeah, they was checking you. There was hand checks. It's all type of shit. So I think, it's a different narrative to swing. If you were looking at numbers and everything, like to put up numbers back then, you had to be doing something.
Right.
Not everybody did that.
That's facts.
Right now you can go crazy because, hey, they can't touch you. It's like Brady rules everywhere. So, you know what I'm saying?
They're letting the players play.
Exactly.
I agree.
It's physical. And with him, Dwight down there, he's banging every time with
Facts.
big muscles.
Every trip. It was definitely
down there banging, but
take.
Jokic, I think
I can't even say what I want to say.
He doesn't. I don't think he does nothing spectacular, but he gets it done.
Yeah, he's a great. He's an efficient player. He's not flashy.
Yeah,
but he's just a bucket getter. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like Dwight Howard was the thing that I think people in another aspects that they didn't respect about him is that his offensive game wasn't impressive, right? Like, he didn't have any moves. There was no spin moves or anything like that. There was no low post dominance. He was just an athletic freak. I think a lot of people didn't really respect his game offensively because of that. So because of that, I think his stature or whatever he's done in the league kind of gets diminished. But what you don't like, he's a 3-time defensive player of the year. Yeah. Like, this is a guy that won rebound titles, and it's just I don't like the narrative. But at the end of the day, in the society that we live in, it's very, very prisoner of the moment type. You know what I mean? Like, Jokic, don't get me wrong, he's tough, great player. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. But at the same time, like, people need to really appreciate how great Dwight Howard was too. You know what I mean? Like, he was a good player. So
even with Dwight though, like, played for multiple teams.
Yeah. And
at the same time, to have a game that fits different systems, to go overseas and it still be brought back over, says something to me.
I mean, he's still playing now.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for him was that when he came back to the Lakers, humbled himself after being, his first stint wasn't successful, didn't go well, and came back, humbled himself, played a role, was a veteran, and won a championship like that. His career arc was pretty impressive. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to give Dwight Howard some flowers, man. Like, I'm with you. I'm with you, Dwight. I'll take your prom too. I don't care.
Lake of Dwight or Orlando?
Nah. We don't do Lake of Dwight. We don't do Lake of Dwight. We don't like that Dwight. We don't like that Dwight. What else we got? Moving on. NBA in-season tournament. Adam Silver's bugging. Like, I don't understand what he thinks that this is gonna do. And here's the shot.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Told myself I wouldn't do this, but I don't care. I never thought that the NBA would steal an idea from the W. I never thought that they would steal an idea from the WNBA. I never thought it. Chili, I never thought it. Yeah. I never thought that would happen. I never thought it would happen. The WNBA, they got their mid-season tournament. They playing it right now. Right? Successful for them. Why would you think that you need that? You don't have the viewership issues that possibly the WNBA has. And also, too, I think it's a 3-day tournament, right? The stats are going to count towards the season. The championship stats don't.
What is the point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
So it's like the WWE and having like the championship title, and then what, you win like the Intercontinental?
No, that's not. No, it's more like I don't know if you ever watched international soccer, right? So you have in-season cups, and then you have the other cups like you have these mini tournaments, and then you have the big tournament. So they're doing it like that because they're saying that the viewership for the NBA is lax within in the middle of the season, right? But at the end of the day, this is not going to help.
Yeah. Nobody's
gonna watch this.
It's just gonna be another game.
Yeah. No teams, no coaches are gonna put their big players in this tournament. You do know that.
Because there's a lot of other stuff going on. Like, middle of the season is what, March? Not even before March.
Nah, it's gonna be sometime, but
it's football.
It just doesn't. I just don't get it.
That's the only time Americans ain't watching basketball.
I was hoping that they wasn't gonna pass this, but they went ahead and passed it anyway. Bugging. So whatever. Moving on.
Get your money back.
They'll try it for one season.
Facts.
Yeah, it's a dub.
There's some WNBA players that are trying to fund a new league.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to dive into this now, because I'm curious. I'm curious to know what they're actually talking about. So, New York Liberty, Breanna Stewart, and Minnesota Lynx. Yeah, I don't know this professional girl's name. They're trying to find a new league, Queen of the Court style, 3-on-3, 1-on-1 in Miami. 30 of the best players in the world. So it's not like an official 5-on-5 league, 3-on-3 league, 1-on-1 league. That doesn't seem too bad, but are they stomping on the big threes situation right now?
Yeah,
like, what are we doing?
Cube got to sign off on that.
Right.
They should have just did with Cube, like Cube, we want to do this.
Big homie, what's
What
up?
you think about it?
Right.
Big O.
Let your wife run this one. What's
Facts.
up, big dog?
Facts. Facts. Don't be trying to step on Cube toes. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that. But listen, if it's another way for them to be able to generate some income and to generate some big profits and some eyes to the WNBA, then do it. Then do it, because that's my biggest concern with the WNBA. Like, I don't watch it, right? I will admit you that I don't watch it, right? But they have to find ways to market their product better, because I remember when the WNBA first got in, it was everywhere.
Facts.
We used to watch it.
I had
Cynthia Cooper and the Houston Comets, they was out there busting ass and winning.
Rebecca Lobo jersey.
Yeah,
Cheryl
Rebecca
Swoops.
Lobo with the
Rebecca Lobo.
exactly.
Swoops.
There was so many great
Lisa
women
Leslie.
athletes. Like, I'm not saying that there's not great players now, but
Swoops.
it was just branded differently, man. It was a league that felt like it was legit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that same moxie anymore. And I'm not saying that they can't get back there, but they really have to do a better job with marketing into the masses. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's all I want to say. I wasn't gonna throw no shots. You know, I'm gonna leave them alone. You know, I hope the best for them. After the break, NBA 2K has a new cover guy. I'm very happy.
He has changed the game, whether you like it or not. He's changed it. He's impacted the game in some fashion or form.
I'm gonna find a bar mitzvah for you to go to, and you gonna turn that motherfucker out.
Yeah, all the gals watching.
Crack him if you got him.
All the gals watching. Minus 6.
And I would like to formally welcome you to
Welcome.
Welcome.
And welcome
the grid.
To the grid.
To the grid. to the grid.
Welcome to the grid.
And welcome to the grid.
Welcome to the grid. NBA 2K has a new cover athlete, and I am excited. Kobe Bryant dons the new 2K game. Yeah, I think you can pre-order it right now. I'm about to pre-order mine in a couple. I need that. But you know, 2K has done a very good job over the years, like highlighting and celebrating, like, you know, great athletes. Like Jordan's been on the cover a few times. I think this is Kobe's 4th cover, I believe. So, you know, I would love. I want to see how they do this, like what they put in the game. You know, what you know, challenges or whatever it is. Like it's gonna be dope. A nice homage to the great late Kobe Bryant.
It's crazy when you say that.
It's still nuts. Still nuts to even throw about.
To me, it's like can't even like
fit in the word. Yeah.
Like I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan, but I like Kobe, and to hear it, it's like,
right.
It's crazy.
But you know what they say, right? The game's better with Kobe on it.
Yeah,
it's real.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy this game because last year's game was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's trash. I bought it and never played it. Never played it.
Who was on last year's cover?
Don't even remember.
I'm ready for this Madden now.
Is it fire?
Look, it's
crossplay.
Yeah,
nice.
Finally.
I mean, everything got to be crossplay at this point.
At this point, you need to.
I mean, once you see 2K do it, you're like, yo, why can't anybody else do?
Yeah,
you need it.
Fact.
Especially for the leagues and you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna get it popping.
Got to.
But yeah, shouts to Kobe. You know, that's my favorite player of all time. You know, it still feels surreal that he's not here, but I'm glad that they're, you know, paying homage to him because, you know, his legacy, his career, his life needs to be just told and spread to the young kids, and they need to know how great he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he was a living legend while he was playing. So, you know, it's only right to immortalize him in a video game as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Moving on. Oh, so I gotta get my shit off here, Jeremiah, because I ain't gonna lie. I've been going through it this year. The Mets have had one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. They got a $300+ million payroll, right? They're supposed to be this good team, and had one of the worst months I've ever seen any good team have. They won 7 games in the month of June, lost 19. The Oakland A's, who are the worst team in baseball, won 10 games in the month of June. And here's the funny part about that team. They won 7 in a row at some point that month. So just think about it. Won 7 in a row, they won 10 games. So they had a stretch where they went 3-16 or 3-17. And they were even better than the Mets. Well, month turns over. We're in July. Happy 4th and all this stuff, right? And the Mets are undefeated. They woke up. I ain't watching. Listen, I haven't watched a full game all season. I'll turn it on. I'll see them up 6-4. They'll give up a home run, I'll turn the TV off. Right? Or I see it on my phone. I'm like, okay, cool. They up 7-3. Next time I blink, 9-7, they losing. I don't understand what's going on here. But if they're going to continue to win in July, I'm all for it. Because with that type of payroll, you can't not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, that looks crazy if you don't make the playoffs after spending all that money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that they get it together. Nicole, I'm putting it on you, all right? Because you're the one that went to the game last Sunday, right? I think you sparked the winning streak. So you got to keep going now. You know that. You got to keep going. There you go. You got to keep going. And wear the same thing you wore on Sunday. I don't care if you got to wash it, right?
And tell the network about the camera angles, too. Tell them about that. That's why, right?
Yeah, make sure SNY got the good angles. You know what I mean? You call them out. But yeah, man, like, you know, the Mets, they got to get it together, man. Like, Lindor's having a good season. He's not an all-star. Pete Alonso, he's an all-star. He's doing his thing. He's going to be in the home run contest. So, you know, I'm just hoping that they can be able to turn the corner right now. Excuse me. Moving on to the Yankees.
Bless you.
Yankees getting their ass kicked.
Love it.
And Aaron Judge has been out for a significant amount of time. They're struggling. They're still trying to keep afloat with Aaron Judge, without Aaron Judge. But if he doesn't come back, they're going to have a problem. They're going to have a big problem in regards to how to be able to make the playoffs or how to be able to generate some type of offense, because he is the offense. Like, when you're missing a guy that hit over 60 home runs last year, you're going to miss that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's Derek Jeter. He's the Derek Jeter of this era right now for the Yankees anyway. So, if I had to put a number on it, I'll go around the room and say, does Aaron Judge come back this season? Put a number on it.
What's the
1 to 100, like a percentage.
What was the injury?
Toe.
With toe injury?
Yeah, he got a toe injury.
Ooh. Toes are different.
Ligament.
No.
On a 6'8" guy.
It's like turf toes.
Out of here, nah. Nope.
So you got a 0.
Yeah, maybe a late playoff return, if that. If they need him to, ice it, numb it, cortisol.
Doesn't make shot, but doesn't make sense though.
You mean if he makes it?
If he makes it.
If they make it.
Right.
If they make it, yeah, they're gonna stretch it out and he can sit out. But
what about you, Phil?
Yeah, I'm a claw on this one.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
They make playoffs, he coming back.
That's it.
What about you, Chili? Same thing?
Yeah. Toe is weird too.
It is.
So you can be on the side of your toe or the top. And that injury is like one of the worst.
Yeah. And especially
in all sports.
The bigger you are as an athlete, right? Pause. Like if he's a 6'8" guy, so it's not the normal anatomy for that type of joint. Like, you know what I mean, the bigger you are is the more pressure you're putting on those toes.
And the
those
bigger
ligaments.
the toe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Right. Settle down. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like, the Yankees, both New York teams right now look like dog shit. They in trouble. Right? So, they in trouble. They spending all this money and can't win.
Right. But are the Mets like in 4th in the East?
We a couple of games away from being in last.
But like what? Atlanta's above us.
Atlanta's above everybody.
Atlanta's like Atlanta's been good since the 90s, but then they fell off.
I tell people right now, Chloe, people talk about the Phillies all they want, right? Like, as New York fans, we don't like the Phillies, right? We hate the Phillies, right? Atlanta Braves fans are worse than them.
Mm-hmm.
They're worse than them. See, because what they do is, right, Jeremiah, when you see a Braves fan, you go to the game, right? They're very polite. Oh, how you doing? We watching the game, and you have Pete Alonso because he's having a good season, right? It start off like that. But once they start cooking, that Southern hospitality changes, and they start throwing shots at you. So you start seeing a grandmother down there start wilding on you. That happened to me.
And then you start hearing go back where he came from.
That happened to me.
Go on now.
I'm down there, and this old lady, she's like 80 years old at the Met game, right? And she said, "Hey, you guys don't look so good right now." I'm like, "Shut up down there, stupid ass Braves." Just because you winning, don't try to throw it in, and you in New York. If you in Atlanta, do that. Don't do that here. Don't do it in Queens. We don't do that in Queens. Exactly. We don't do that in Queens. Whole ass.
Don't you
I don't like that.
Came to the net.
Right. You know what I mean?
Ma'am, you won't make it to LaGuardia. Ma'am.
But that's pretty much what it is. Both New York teams are in trouble. They got to get their act together because they spend a lot of money, and we as fans, we ain't got no time for that garbage.
Fact.
Like, win. All right? Whatever you got to do. Like, George Steinbrenner used to have a motto, cheat to win. Right? God bless George Steinbrenner. He did whatever he could to be able to win. I respect that. I respect that. That's why the Houston Astros, when they did what they did, I respect it. That means that you're trying. Right? Do something.
Facts.
Do something.
Proactive.
Right. Moving on. Huh?
By any means necessary.
By any means, exactly. That's Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Malcolm X. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that.
even in the baseball sense.
Hey, even in the baseball sense. Yeah, I agree with that. Exactly.
This is good all the way around.
It doesn't matter.
Any way you look at it, it's good.
Yeah. Juice, cheat, do what you gotta do.
And we just got demonetized.
do what you gotta do.
It wasn't for
I
me.
didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
Do what you gotta do. All right. That's all I'm saying. If I'm paying this type of money as an owner, I'm just gonna turn my back.
That's right. Do what you gotta do.
Hey. What was it? Plausible deniability? Is that what they say?
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Moving on. To my irrelevant news of the week.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch that?
Every week, Jeremiah,
they stink.
where we find these compelling stories to talk about. What do we have here? Let's see. Former employee of Amazon sentenced after stealing nearly $10 million from the company.
Wow.
All right. Let's unpack this because I want to know how.
Was it cash? Was it
That's what I'm saying.
Merchandise?
$10 million?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
We ain't even talking about 10,000. Like, they come after you for 10. Like, Home Depot come after you. They'll tackle you for 10,000. Right?
Nice.
10 million?
10 million.
Bro, yo, you got clap up.
Yeah.
You got clap up, man. Yo,
That's merchandise.
10 million?
He was selling that merchandise.
All right,
He was
let me read
busting
this.
moves out here, bro.
Let me read this.
He sold a fountain. He sold a gazebo. Yo, dog.
Bro.
He sold a truck.
He sold some stock. What he did? Like,
He was catching.
bro, he was catching licks.
busting moves.
He was catching licks.
Sheesh.
A former Amazon manager in Georgia has been sentenced for stealing over $9.4 million from the online rental giant. It says
Atlanta Braves State.
This is Karika Worthen, 33, was among 7 people charged in a scheme that netted millions from 2020 to 2022.
Oh, Prime.
So at that time, Amazon was making. They went from a
That was
$1 billion
during COVID.
company to a $1 trillion company in 2020.
Yeah,
they was making bread. Yeah, during COVID. Said Worthman worked as a operations manager at the Amazon warehouse. DOJ. So so they don't really necessarily. They don't go into detail as to how.
Pending
So
case.
on the truck.
Open case.
He was an operational manager.
Right. In a
Which
warehouse.
means he was the inside man.
Right. So which means that in the warehouse, that inventory is crazy in there. You know what I'm saying? But $10 million?
Yo, Regis ain't gonna check that out.
Woo!
He was selling
Regis
online
ain't doing
on
Yo,
the side.
facts. Facts.
He was doing a Wayfair.
He was Amazon.
Facts.
He was,
He was doing a Wayfair. That's
Yo.
a big number.
Yo.
You gotta be selling
he was
everything.
selling the Wayfair.
You talking about markup? You talking about markup? Dude.
That shit said delayed.
If you don't receive your package, please get your money back. He was still in her. He was still in her backpack.
Yeah, I was yapping all the returns.
He was yapping all of that.
Everything.
All of that, man. Damn, that's crazy. That's
Motto
crazy.
here is nobody gets nothing.
Word.
Because you know what's crazy?
Word.
When they return that stuff, right? What they normally do is they sell it on, like, let's say you get a ton of returns. Now, instead of sending it back, what they do is they sell it as pallets.
Yeah, you buy the pallet.
Right.
Yeah, so instead of it being the pallet, he's like, you know what? Let me just take this off the roster.
One pallet. So that shit to Indonesia.
Yeah.
And what pallet?
Yo.
Yeah, we making Doris' case way worse.
Yeah.
You go to
Facts.
jail.
That's crazy.
But,
Next story. Next story. People are shocked to find out how hotels recycle used soap bars. So,
I seen a video.
if you didn't know, what happens is that they take all the used soap bars in all of the rooms and they recycle them and make brand new soap bars.
Wow.
So the soap bars that you're using at the hotels, people, newsflash, they probably for some dirty ass people.
Yeah.
They grind it down and then they
Mixed up like a bologna.
Oh, yeah, like you melt-
like bologna.
You said bologna.
Hey,
Yeah.
and then you
That's
make it
what it's
like,
like. Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Remake. I'm
Soap
like, yo,
bologna.
that's
That's what
crazy.
That's crazy.
When I travel, I bring my own.
Bring your own, right?
Body
Bring
wash,
your liquid, you know what I mean? Your
loofah
liquid
and all
soap.
that.
I ain't gonna hold you though. I don't use the bar soap.
With the squeeze.
After you do.
But I go for this. I go for the liquid. So.
Yo, all right, let's keep it real.
I mean, that one little
I ain't
tube
gonna
though
lie.
is gone.
I go for the lotion too.
Yeah,
Really?
facts.
That lotion,
Facts.
you get that.
Nah, yo, it be
lotion from
clutch.
Hawaii or something
It be
like
clutch,
that.
man.
This big ass body, come on, let's be real.
It be clutch. All right,
This big ass body, I'd be like, yeah.
let's tell the truth. though.
Use a rag, bro.
Let's tell the
Use
truth.
a rag. You're okay.
How many of us have used the hotel soap bar?
I have.
never do.
I have. I use it.
Nah,
Yo,
I
listen,
use the
can-
bar.
can-
Well, there's multiple. You got the one by the sink where you wash your hands.
Yes.
with,
Right.
Then you got
We talking
the
about
shower.
the one in the shower.
Yeah, you know what?
Nah, I got caught out there having to use it.
Use it.
I don't know.
Like I was forced. I'm
I
like,
still put a towel down in the shower.
yeah, everybody does.
You know, probably
I mean,
kinda-
not everybody. Excuse me, I do.
I do.
I went
probably
to towels
use
like crazy.
Yeah, they come in my room. They're like,
And I still wear my chancletas.
We
Like, I
definitely
don't
probably use that hotel soap during college days, travel games.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you had to.
We wasn't packing.
Right, you had to.
yeah.
Right, true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But-
Packed the
but-
toothbrush.
But maybe they wasn't even doing it back then.
And now it's
Now
like-
they do it. Now it's a different type of business, man.
Yeah,
like
they're
yo,
trying
you-
to save money.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
The people that own these hotels.
Yeah, they don't
I mean,
care.
you got the big chains, but then you got the small little chains that are owned by.
Listen, we talked about hygiene last week, right? In regards to there's some dirty ass people out there in regards to not washing their bed sheets and not
Right.
cleaning out their microwaves and stuff. Like these hotels, they will cut corners and make sure that they can be able to turn a profit. They don't care.
Yo, when we was on tour, I slept on like chairs. Like I wouldn't even sleep in the bed
Right.
in the hotel rooms. Like I just sleep
Don't
on
trust
a
it.
chair.
Don't
I'll
trust
sleep
it.
on a bar stool.
Yeah.
Like I'll sleep on a sink. Bro,
Nah,
I don't
I just travel with a bottle of
Well,
Lysol.
now when you go to hotels, they always say it's good to ask them to, like,
clean it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the room can be already made up, but you can ask them to put.
Oh, so you can do that.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
gotta
be
pay
a
extra
little
for
bit
that?
longer before. No, it's
just
gonna be a
come
little bit longer before your room is ready, but
You
I
know,
just come through with the bottle of Lysol.
Fresh stuff. Yeah.
Lysol, alcohol.
Yeah, bring Lysol, bring the alcohol.
That's what. Yeah, I'll bring the
Match.
Lysol spray. I'll do that.
Wait a
do
minute,
that.
wait a minute.
You ain't gonna get me.
Can I be that guy to say, isn't soap self-cleaning? Can I be that person?
Relax. Nope.
It's soap,
You
right?
can't say it. Nope.
Either you believe in soap or you don't.
I won't allow it.
No, like real talk. Like I want to, like I hate to be that person, but either you believe in soap or you don't believe in soap, right? Because if you have a bar of soap in your crib, right?
Yes.
The last place you wash, we all know the last place you wash, right? The next time you about to get in there, what's the first place you wash? So either you believe the soap work or you don't believe the soap work. So if you don't believe the soap work, then what are you doing in there? Like, are you just like you playing yourself? No, like really.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that I've come
Especially you got a
across.
family, everybody using this soap. Like
That is very true.
And we all minorities, we all got rags and stuff like that, but still, like you're still wiping that layer off the soap. Like you're still doing it.
You said something. You said something that I wanna talk about. Yo, all right. We have two Caucasian people in here, so I need to ask this question: rag or no rag? So you use rag, right?
Italians use rags.
Loofahs. That's fine.
Similar.
That's okay. That's okay. Now listen, I've had conversations with some folks.
Some people say palm.
Where they use the soap and just. So the question I asked was, all right, cool. Well, when you're trying to wash in certain areas, how do you? Well, I just use my hand. So
you just rub that bar right in there, bro.
So you got your hand as a Metro card swipe. Like what are we doing?
That's right.
No. So how can your hand be clean though?
Is it swipe?
What happens when I want to wash my feet?
Right.
My face.
Like that's crazy.
The land in Washington.
You stupid.
Yo, it's crazy though, son.
Listen, either the soap is doing what it's supposed to do. It's a self-cleaning thing. Either it's doing what it's supposed to do, or it's not, bro. Like you can't have it both ways. Like this is bullshit. Like I get it. Like and I'm wrong because in my mind, all this shit is separate.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, but devil's advocate, bro. It's supposed to be a self-cleaning thing. It's a bar of soap. If you don't believe that,
and also too, you gotta remember, there's mad bacteria that lays on that soap after you put it there.
Right.
It's sitting there until the next time you take a shower.
Right. Yeah. It's right there.
Like yo,
living off of the soap.
People mad. People nasty. I ain't gonna find it. I'm sorry, son. Yo, we gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Soap is different.
We gotta
facts. Yo,
we gotta make a poll on that.
Yo, facts.
We gotta make
dead ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have liquid soap in your house, I'm questioning you right now. I'm questioning you.
Soap is different when you have someone else's ass on it.
Oh, okay.
If it's
so
yours,
so it's the amount. So it's the amount of people.
If you live alone,
using
that's
the soap.
fine. But if there's multiple people in your house and it's one ball
the
soap,
amount of
that's
hotel
foul.
ass is different.
That's
and my
foul.
soap is wild crazy.
Yeah, that's
bro.
foul. I agree.
It's different from your pod.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Your nuclear family, your family. Like boom, all right, cool.
But even still, that's
They
foul.
came from one place, they came out another place.
Okay.
I still don't condone that.
Hotel ass?
Unknown hotel ass?
Riff raff?
Yeah.
Riff raff.
Hotel whore? Yo, dog.
Listen, not even Howard Johnson.
Oh
The one on something?
Yo,
bro.
Yo, you can't do
You don't
it.
want that.
Yo.
The one on Rockaway? Oh,
I'm done with y'all.
God.
Yo, listen, I've been to that Howard Johnson one time,
You
son.
don't want no
Yo,
parts of
dude,
that.
that's
Use soap?
no. No, I wasn't there for that long.
Dettol.
Yeah.
Dettol.
Dettol.
Definitely some Dettol. Definitely some, you don't need no soap. Dettol on a rag, you fine. You know what I mean? Moving on. I can't stand y'all.
I can't
stand y'all, man. What's the other story that I have here? Oh, yeah, this one's crazy. Ben and Jerry's asked America on July 4th to return stolen land. Did you hear about this?
No, not at all.
Okay.
What kind of respect is this?
So they said I think this is on Twitter. They says this 4th of July. It's high time we recognize that the U.S. exists on stolen indigenous land and commit to returning it. Learn more and take action now. They ain't playing. So they basically saying, hey, celebrate, but it ain't your land. Take it back. How we feel about that?
Yeah.
I'm with Ben and Jerry's on this right here. I am.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the first 4th of July that my timeline went crazy.
On what?
People not like
celebrating.
So there were people celebrating, but more people talking about the fact of the 4th of July being Independence Day. Is it really our independence? You know.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you know what Claw was.
I went to a pride party.
Yeah.
They said I'm not repping that. I'm repping this. I said, you know what?
So you gonna start pulling up to that every year?
They gave out rainbow beers. It was a different party. I ran with it. It was good.
I actually
so once you got the beers in you, that was it.
Yeah, I said I was
Rainbow Frank.
I did ask you a question.
What's up?
Are you gonna pull up every year?
It's annual now. Yeah.
Interesting.
Cam Newton wasn't there though, so I was good.
Okay.
Neither was Diddy, so I was cool. I was right, but that was cool. It was a good time.
But yeah, man, Ben and Jerry's, they put that out. I chuckled. I did. I like stuff like that. I like when you poke the bear. I like that, and especially when the big brands do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but do they really mean it though?
Facts.
What do you think?
Are they just doing it for entertainment, or are they really trying to poke the bear?
I mean, it could be to. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Most of that land belongs to Bill Gates now, anyway. So.
You gotta relax.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
You gotta relax.
He will give it back?
You gotta relax.
He's not giving it back.
Bill Gates.
He gotta get Windows.
Bill Gates got all of.
Go get some of the Bill Gates avocados over there.
Right, facts. Which what we're not doing.
I want
no parts.
I want
no
nothing
parts.
that Bill Gates is offering.
No
nothing.
Parts. I will drive to Brooklyn and Queens to get my seeded watermelon.
Facts. Make sure it's black seeds too.
Black seeds.
We don't want no brown seeds or no whites.
No whites.
No, straight black. That's a fact. Remember that, Nicole. Don't let nobody sell you no watermelon with no white or brown seeds.
That's
all right?
Black seeds.
Because they not. It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? You know what? Let me talk about that for a second. I'd like to air some people out. You know, they've been dogging us for years about us loving our watermelon, not realizing that watermelon is the essence of life.
Yeah,
delicious.
I think that's why they were doing it. I think that's why they were doing it. They were trying to deter us from what we're supposed to be eating.
Thanks.
Nah. Put down that watermelon. Take up this fried chicken. No, it's the watermelon we need, bro.
Fried chicken is good too, though.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm going crazy now.
Yes.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of watermelon.
Disgusting.
Yo,
you said you're not a big fan of watermelon?
But we fried that shit too.
You're not a big fan of what?
Shocking.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Explain.
I mean, it's not my preference of fruit.
So, what's your favorite fruit?
You like grits?
That's grits, man.
Your man asked
Maybe
about
like
fruit.
grapes
You
or
said you
something
like
like
grits.
Gotta make sure.
You going 11 throw a shot like you?
He can eat one, okay?
I just shot.
Yo, I love grits though.
But what fruit? You like grapes?
Yeah.
You know, grapes is not a real fruit.
Listen.
Stop it.
Broccoli's not
It
a
isn't.
vegetable.
What do you mean?
It's not real.
Neither
There's
is,
seeds in grapes.
Corn.
It's artificial.
It is.
Yeah, so it's broccoli.
Broccoli's fake.
Broccoli's fake.
What are you talking about? Don't do it. I ain't even say that.
Yo,
you heard that? Jeremiah, you heard that?
Yo, that man is toxic.
I heard it.
You got Nicole Ray right now, see? This is why you gotta get banned.
That's toxic.
He can't help
That's
himself.
toxic,
He can't help
bro.
himself, son.
Oh,
He can't help himself. Yo, I'm out. I am out. I can't do it. That is my irrelevant news of the week. I can't do it.
Me. I mean, how do you watch this?
What is wrong with him? What is wrong with him?
Yo.
He's a threat to society.
After the break, we gonna talk some LFL news. I can't deal with this dude right now. I need a break. Welcome back, y'all. Corey Dillon is mad. Corey Dillon is the former NFL running back, former Super Bowl champion for the New England Patriots, but he spent the bulk of his career with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
He's the all-time leading rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a borderline Hall of Fame running back. He is. He's actually being discussed right now as if he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but his off-the-field career is what's kind of plaguing him. He's been arrested multiple times and stuff like that. He's had a checkered, situation off the field. But the situation with him is that Cincinnati, they started their Ring of Honor, I think, in 2021 or last year, and they left him off of it. So he's like, I'm the all-time leading rusher. There's nobody even close to me. How do you not have me up here? So I understand that they're trying to rebrand themselves because the Cincinnati Bengals, they've been a dumpster fire organization for decades, right? They now have a franchise quarterback. Joe Burrow is there. They're good. They've been to a Super Bowl now. But, if you think about back in the 80s, who did they also get to a Super Bowl with? Boomer Esiason. Right? So
Boomer Sooner.
They're not too far away from that, but they're still a dumpster fire organization. So for them to want to, I don't think that was right to keep Corey Dillon off of it. I think that his career speaks for itself. Oh yeah, the mute. I don't like the way they went about his business. I agree that he should be upset. What are your thoughts about that, Jeremiah?
He definitely got the right to be upset, but I think that just in the climate we're in today with everything,
it's a PR thing.
There's a PR thing, and you're going to use him as an example.
Right.
Whatever he accomplished back then is just like off the field.
Right.
They're going to, role model, does the organization want you in here, after they see what you've done? So, I mean, it's happened plenty of times where people got in, Hall of Fame or whatever, this and that, but for them to hold them accountable, you gotta stay neutral on that. I think what he did on the field has nothing to do with what's happening now.
That's exactly the way I look at it as well. Is that his contributions on the field, you have to commend that. What he was, while he was playing and some of the off the field stuff, he could be a different man right now. He went to the New England Patriots and won a Super Bowl. He had a 1,600-yard season for the Patriots. Yeah. So it wasn't like he was finished by the time he got there. He was still a productive player.
Yeah.
And if he can be able to turn his life around or be on the straight and narrow with New England, things happen. People make mistakes in their life. But, for an organization to do that, I don't like the way that looks. Yeah. To be all hot sedity now and not, honor the legends of the past. I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially because he's a black running back. So,
and he didn't do worse than Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to show.
Well, I mean, Pac-Man would never be there. So
Pac-Man was just doing wild shit.
You ain't never gonna see Pac-Man.
Pac-Man
You want to talk about getting arrested?
Yeah.
He needs the all-time record for getting arrested.
You ain't never gonna see Pac-Man there.
Yeah, I remember when they brought Pac-Man back. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I was surprised that they brought him back.
Pac-Man was that man, boy.
Yeah,
he wasn't
playing
until he was in the club.
He's always ready to fight.
Facts.
Wild card.
Facts.
Any given moment.
Yeah. Moving on. There is some smoke in Buffalo. It doesn't look like Stephon Diggs wants to be a Bill. I think there was a report that came out that said that they're very nervous about the situation, involving Stephon Diggs right now. We saw the blow up after the playoff game last season, where can they go with him? Do you think that they can repair it, or is it just better to just part ways and get what you can?
If they could find a buyer,
which is going to be tough.
It's going to be hard because they're going to want the arm and the leg.
Yeah.
That's their one.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is with Diggs is and I feel like any of these wide receivers that are really trying to give hard times, like, not trying to show up this or hold out, all that. The Bills especially, like, when you go to the playoff games, they're not going to they're not going to Diggs. They're going to Davis. They're going to the randomest guy. Like, who the hell is that? I don't even have him in my FanDuel. Who's that? So he got 3 touchdowns. Remember that guy? That one dude that got 3 touchdowns.
So you understand his frustration.
I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the one is always covered. The one is up against the top cornerback off rip every time. Sauce Gardner or somebody's on the one. Shut down.
I don't necessarily think that Diggs' problem is more that he's not getting targeted or he's not getting the ball. I think it's more of when you're a player and you're on a team, right? And you're relying on somebody else that they consider the guy, right? This is the guy. And you're watching him erode in front of you and making critical mistakes. That in itself is frustrating because you, as a wide receiver, you can't do anything about it, right? If you see your quarterback making mistakes and you're not getting targeted, one, you're already frustrated with that, right? You're trying to be a good teammate, you're trying to stay engaged, but you're seeing your quarterback making mistakes, and it's not just this year. You saw the same mistakes you saw last season. So it's like, this is as good as it's gonna get. That's what he's thinking in his head. Is that he's not gonna get any better than this. Why should I stay here?
Valid.
You know what I'm saying? So for him, I think he's kind of dug in, but the problem is that what you were saying is that buyers, what team is going to pony up that type of compensation for Stephon Diggs? He is legit, right? Yeah. But the price tag, in regards to the draft picks or whatever it is, and then the salary. So there's a lot that goes into it. If they can be able to mend the fences, it'd be great. But at the same time, there's a lot of factors that's going on with Buffalo right now. Like Sean McDermott, he's a defensive coach. What is trending in the NFL right now? Offensive-minded coaches.
Especially on the Bills, too.
So that in itself could be another issue why he doesn't want to be there. So there's a lot. It's a very multi-layered problem for Stephon Diggs. It's not just one thing. Yeah. So, they're really going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to, kind of powwow and see if it makes sense to have a disgruntled wide receiver come back, because when you have a disgruntled wide receiver, that's a bad thing for your locker room more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? So,
but like, who has it to get him though? Because
not a lot of teams.
Not a lot. This season, like, you should have did it early if you was gonna do it.
Yeah, should have did it when the report came out. But I don't think that they ever wanted to trade him.
Right. I don't think so. Because granted, you looking like Josh Allen. Like, is he really like? In my mind, he's a new Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I mean? He's trying to take all those extra hits. He's trying to get those extra yardage. He's trying to run and rush and all this shit. But at the end of the day, it's like when you have the target like that, if you can get it to him, get it to him off their first route. Especially somebody that can run the routes like Diggs runs routes.
I think for me, Josh Allen, he makes 2 high-end mistakes. He's kind of like Dak Prescott to me. That, these guys, they have the talent around them, but they tend to make some bonehead decisions when you just can't afford those, right? And that's not something that you can teach. Yeah, that's something that's in you as an athlete. Like the play can be there, but how you see the play and how you react to what's going on around you, and then you making the pass, there's no coach that can be able to help you with that. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta learn how to say poise and calm.
Right,
Josh Allen. I mean, Buffalo, what they were the favorites to win the Super Bowl the
last 2 years.
Last 2 years. Yeah. And they do well in the regular season.
Right.
They get to the playoffs and it's just like
shit the bed.
Shit the bed. And why? It's because of the quarterback. Same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. Like, they've been good the last 2 years. Look at they've lost to San Francisco 2 years in a row.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they lost because of poor quarterback play.
You need to relax, man.
I see him.
I felt that over here. You need to chill out.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they lost because of poor quarterback play. So that's when you have that happen consecutively, you got to start looking at the quarterback. So, I don't blame Diggs, but they're gonna have to try to figure that out, because Buffalo has a window and the Jets are coming. Yeah. The Jets are coming. Dolphins are coming.
You say it one more time.
Jets are coming.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna pause.
Yeah, they coming.
I ain't gonna pause that.
Nah,
no,
I
you're
can't.
not pausing.
But you know what? I'm
Aren't
gonna hit it.
I ain't gonna pause you. I'm gonna let that rock.
I'm gonna hit it.
I'm gonna let that rock. You know what I mean?
We gotta be consistent. We gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
Aren't they on
Right?
Hard Knocks this year?
You need to relax.
Who's doing Hard Knocks here?
Jets.
What?
Now here's the thing. If you're gonna do Jets, we didn't want it, and we said they offered to us, and we said nah, but they're making us do it.
They're making them do it.
Wow.
They're making them do it, and I don't like that shit because
Did that break?
I mean, why
That's
wouldn't
official?
they?
That was well.
official.
They
Y'all
had
got the
it. They
biggest
had
news
like
of the
4
year.
teams
Why not?
that they were looking at,
Yeah.
but they're trying to force the Jets to do it. So it seems pretty official right now.
And
They said it like 2 weeks ago.
They said nah, like we good because
That's corny.
that's whack.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I sent it in the chat immediately.
So
I said,
corny, bro.
season done.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Let's show
I don't like
Grand
that.
opening, grand closing.
You see your man. You see your man Aaron over there looking like Jack City out here, boy.
He's happy.
Yeah,
He's happy.
He's going
Listen, I told people that
$30,000 seats.
You in a bad relationship, and you get out of that, you get that joint. Like you on a different plane.
Yeah,
I mean, you feel like Superman. Like that's how you feel right now. I never seen Aaron Rodgers dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You over here dancing.
It's called new pussy, bro.
Right? Facts. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what
Pod
it
gonna
is.
be at the game this year.
Huh?
We're gonna get the pod at the game this year.
We might as well.
That'd be dope.
That'd be
That'd
great.
be dope.
Book it.
Popeland, he went there last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Good time. It was a good time.
Oh yeah.
Pre-game. He was over there barbecuing.
Oh,
It
nice.
was nice.
No, yeah, we
Who
can
on,
definitely.
who on the grill though? You on the grill?
Nah, that's my boy. That's Russ's cousin.
Oh yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah, but if we take all leaving podcasts, who's gonna be on the grill? I know who I'm gonna recommend. The Silent Assassin.
Cole on the grill.
Oh, you a girl?
Nicole, what's
You got
up?
a dobo?
Let
You
me
got
find-
you got a
let me find
dobo. We
out.
good.
No. She
Alright,
said,
I respect
good.
that.
Nah, bake,
Man, you got it.
We'll give it to Chili.
You got it.
Wow, because I'm the big one?
No, because I know that you know how to grill.
No, because you're a 49ers fan of the Jets game.
It's either him or Fang. Fang can do it.
Fang, yeah.
Fang get down. Yeah.
But he wears the white sheet. You gotta watch it.
Facts. I'm glad that Fang wasn't here that you can meet him because it's different. It's different when he's here. Moving on, Netflix, they went ahead and bought Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Loved it. Jerry Jones said, listen, if you want my documentary, it's going to cost you $50 million. 50. I like that. Docuseries, 10-part docuseries of Jerry Jones's life. Netflix is going to have the rights to it. It's going to be fire.
You think 50 million's enough, though?
Yeah.
Yo, Netflix said, how much?
Yeah.
For a series?
Think about it, bro. Somebody
Is it 50 million per episode? Or
Nah, for the whole thing.
Netflix said,
yeah, for the whole thing.
take that, baby. Yeah, thank you.
Jerry wasn't trying to kill you.
I'm gonna flip that.
He said he was just trying. He was looking for something.
Right.
He was looking for something like, hey, listen, I'm not gonna give it to you for free.
They
Give me
about
that
to
50.
flip that one. That's gonna shit. That's not gonna go off Netflix.
No.
That's gonna be on there until our kids have kids.
That's an original. That's gonna be dope though.
The Last Dance, all that shit.
His story is so unique, man. About him buying the team on consignment or whatever it was, and he really didn't have like all the money, and you know he bought it, and then the previous owner said that, okay, I'll sell it to you, but you have to get rid of Tom Landry. Like that was like the caveat. He had to get rid of the legend Tom Landry. Think about your first duty as an owner that you got to get rid of the establishment.
Wow,
it's nuts. You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
But what he's turned, like a lot of people clown on Jerry Jones, they clown on the Cowboys, but what Jerry Jones has done for football is remarkable. Like he's the reason why there's individual like sponsorships for teams. He was the first person to do that. You know what I mean? Like he was the first person to get like a different brand besides whatever the NFL apparel was. He's the first one to get like Nike, like you know what I mean. Like he was, he was the man. He was the man. So I love Jerry Jones, man. That's my guy. Plus I'm a Cowboys fan, so you know that. But yeah, shouts to Jerry Jones. I can't wait to see that on Netflix. You know, I can't wait to see how much salt he uses on his sandwich. You ever see Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones He was on Hard Knocks. I don't know if you ever remember this, right? So he was eating an Egg McMuffin, Jeremiah. Egg McMuffin, and he's talking, and he's just pouring the salt on the sandwich. And he's been talking for like, it gotta be like 60 seconds. But he's pouring the salt for 60 seconds. Yo. That's why he looked like the Crypt Keeper. That's why he's still alive. That's why Jerry Jones gonna outlive us.
Something in the salt.
I'm telling you.
Right.
He gonna outlive us.
Outlive us. We're gonna find out why on Netflix.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
That's why I always use the salt.
That's why I gotta use the salt, baby. Speaking of another owner, Robert Kraft has possibly rumored to have had it with Bill Belichick. They got beef right now. Robert Kraft does not like the way the direction of the team is going over the last few seasons. You know, Bill Belichick didn't hire any coordinators. Last season, it was just a disaster. Like, he just hiring, yeah, cool. You my man. You go ahead, coach offense. Yeah, you my, like, and when you have the quarterback complaining and when you have the quarterback finding other resources to try to stay relevant and then complaining to media sources and outlets, it's a problem. Like, Bill Belichick, as great as he is, right? He's a Hall of Fame coach. He's a legend. But a lot of times you're a prisoner of your own success, right? Whatever's worked for you, it's like rinse and repeat. Like, I know this is a formula that works. But sometimes if you're in a sport, if you're in a business, sometimes whatever model that you're using gets outdated, right? Bill Belichick's model is outdated.
Yeah.
And the problem as well is that he drafts very poorly. So if you have an outdated offensive and defensive model and you don't draft well, you're going to have the results that you have. It's very mediocre. They're not bad, but they're not good. They're right there in the middle. And the worst place that you can be in sports is in the middle. It's either you should be bad or at the top.
At the top, yeah.
But being in the middle sucks because you're nothing. You're nothing. You know what I mean? So I think Robert Kraft at this point, he's like, you know, Bill's my man. You know, we've been here a long time, man, 20 plus years. I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't like what I'm seeing. And for Robert Kraft, I think that's fair. He's giving him more than enough leeway to be able to try to figure it out. So, like, as a Jets fan, Claude, what are your thoughts about that?
Jimmy, go get the champagne from the freezer, baby. It's come time. We go get this motherfucker out of here. That son of a bitch showed up to our job site and quit 12 hours later. Fuck him and everybody he loves, man. To it. Robert Kraft been hanging out with Jay-Z. He was at Michael Rubenstein's party. He got the nice little watch game going on at the white party. Yeah, he's been
Kraft is up.
Ever since he got arrested at the rub and tug spot. He know what time it is. He been hanging out with us.
Arrested.
Yeah.
Arrested.
Yeah, Jupiter, Florida, whatever it is. He's
arrested.
there. Yeah.
Arrested.
Get him out of here.
But what are your thoughts about that, Jeremiah, in regards to just like, you know, is it time for Robert Kraft to start looking elsewhere soon?
Listen, if the you know, the team is or his franchise is not going in the direction it's time. It happens, you know.
It's like just like what I was talking about, right?
It happens.
Landry had even Coach Landry got fired, right? So everybody gets fired.
But, you know, and Bill's been there for a long time, and now the way he's not changing his approach to coaching, like keeping up with,
right?
He may got too comfortable.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like feel like, you know, no, Robert Kraft's my good friend.
That's my man.
That's
exactly,
my man. He got me, you know.
Yep.
But Brady's made Belichick look good.
Yeah.
At some point, you know, most of the time.
Right.
And now he's like, when he leaves, the team starts going downhill. It's like, okay, so what are we going to do to change this?
Right.
And like you said before, they don't draft well.
Right.
And they look for, you know, supposedly they don't even pay well.
No.
You know? So, and you got guys getting, you know, drafted and all that stuff. And they're playing both ways.
Right.
Offense, defense. You know, you don't have your star wide receiver playing special teams.
Right.
Like running out on punts. You know what I'm saying? And that's his philosophy.
Because he comes from the old school. I get it, but that it just doesn't fly no more, man. It doesn't fly anymore.
You got all these new young coaches that just You know, stepping up, and you got the teams in the conference. You know,
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's different.
I agree.
Run and shoot.
I agree. So Bill Belichick may be on the hot seat, which is crazy to even say. That's wild to say. That's like the Spurs saying Popovich is on the hot seat. It's crazy. But I mean,
But
coaches
they're not.
coaches get hired to get fired.
Yeah,
that's the game.
it comes
You know what I
with the
mean? So
territory.
it doesn't matter if you've been successful over 20 plus years. At some point, your time is coming. You know what I mean?
And it happens to all of them.
It happens to all of them. You know. So
I love it.
yeah. Moving on to the greatest segment on the planet, W of the Week.
Dummy. Yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the dummy of the week? Claw, you were late today.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fine you.
No, you shouldn't.
I'm going to fine Jimmy, though, so he's going to have to pay yours.
You should. He didn't know the routes.
Who is your dummy of the week, sir?
Yo, security guard to slap Britney Spears, bro. I'm standing on this, man.
Why are you standing on that, man?
Because Britney's had a rough life. All she's done is just given us great talent. She's tried her best to dance. Not the best. You know what I'm saying? She's on a Vegas show damn near every day. Sis wanted a 2-minute segment. Probably she got kids.
Yeah, she got kids.
So she probably went and said, "Yo, my son loves basketball."
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like homie knew. Like he just chopped down and said, "Back up, bitch." Like he didn't know. Like he didn't realize. And I'm sure they cleaned it up after, but you know, you don't do that to Britney, bro. You gotta know who you
That's
backing
what I'm saying.
down.
Like if I'm Wemby, I'm looking at my security guard like,
Yeah,
hey,
you
listen,
know what I'm saying?
like,
Yo, from now on,
like yeah, you hit. First of all, you hit Britney, but you also hit a white woman. Like,
Was she Britney though?
You gotta relax.
You need to chill out.
He
Lee.
said, "What she
Lee,
Relax.
take it easy, Lee.
I'm with it.
Right?
All right,
That makes sense.
Enough with the conspiracies here.
No, that makes sense.
Enough
No,
with
it's
it.
not a conspiracy.
No,
You know,
that security job.
she's Britney one moment and then she's like
Tabitha.
Joanne at the other moment.
What are you talking about?
You call her Luann?
Relax.
Joanne.
Relax. Relax. Okay?
Oh, man.
You skating on thin ice today. Relax.
She probably didn't take her medicine.
Hey, leave her alone.
Yo, don't talk about my Britney like that.
Facts. Yo, I'm telling you, man, there's a couple of people I fight for.
Her Toxic,
Britney
her
one of
Toxic
them.
album was really, really good.
Fire.
That was one of my. Yo, remember? Yo, we said,
Yeah,
yo, that was
fire.
a joy.
Blast that shit.
Blast that shit. That shit was fire.
In the hood, too.
In the hood, too.
Top down.
On something.
I believe y'all.
Ask about us.
Yeah.
Especially if
We was
Frank
there.
was out.
You
You
heard?
know what I mean?
If Frank was out,
We ain't playing that.
definitely.
Frank was her DJ, bro.
We ain't playing that, so
Have some
you know what I mean?
respect.
Have some respect for Britney. Facts.
Britney.
Facts. Who you got, Phil?
Saw this today. Atlanta man walks into nail salon, tries to rob people. No one pays attention to him whatsoever. They keep going about their day.
Bro.
He's pointing a gun. He keeps telling people to give him the money. Give me your money. Give me your watch. Give me your. Everybody looks at him like, all right, bro, we're just gonna keep doing what we doing.
Yo.
He finally gives up and walks out.
It was the craziest video I've ever seen. The dude goes in there. Matter of fact, yo, do I have audio of this?
Shut your dumb ass.
Yeah, word. Everybody looking at him like,
Oh, listen.
You serious?
Listen. It comes in.
Everybody get down! Give me all your money! It's got the buckets! Give me all your money!
He's doing this.
Get down!
Everybody's
Where's the money?
Still sitting.
still sitting.
Dude's on the phone.
Not
There's a guy-
reacting
there's a
at
guy-
all.
there's a
Give me
guy
the
on
money!
the phone.
Where's the money?
Talking, taking the.
Everybody give me everything!
There was a woman. There
Where's
was a
the
woman
money?
that was right by the door. She got up and left. She just walked out the door. So he looks at her. She looks at him. And he just walks out the door. Yo, son. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, he was looking like, yo.
A poor guy.
They really don't care.
They don't care.
I gotta go somewhere else.
Gotta go next door.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
They had no respect for the robber
That's
at all. At
Poor guy.
all. Oh my goodness, yo, you took mine, but I'm gonna let you slide. That's good.
Love it.
Dummy.
That was good. Jimmy, who you got?
I mean, to each their own, but I think I gotta give it to Adam 22.
Oh, don't do that to my
There you
man.
go.
Don't do that to my man, son.
That's your
Don't
man.
do it to my man. Come on, man.
Like after the post-game interview is
Post-game interview is a bar.
That's what I was gonna go for. That shit was
Post-game interview.
Yeah, to each their own. It's just like the whole, like, you had to know that, like, people were gonna.
Your wife can't sit down, bro.
Yo, you gotta have questions, bro.
Yo, she did. She said some
Let her
foul
get her
stuff
back
too.
going out like
She
that?
said some foul stuff in the interview, like when they sat down with each other.
She can't sit
She was
down.
like, she said, "Yeah, I was a little sore for a couple of days." I was like,
Oh, you gotta eat that.
Damn,
And to hear homie
son.
say, homie's like, yeah, I would never do that shit. I would never let my wife do that shit. Look you dead in your face and you gotta eat that like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Right, yeah, thanks. Like,
Yo,
nah, bro.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's a double. That was mine last week, so you're on point, bro.
Nicole, who you got?
I was gonna go with my neighbors. They I was at the Met game and I get a picture from my mom, and like a part of our patio is just gone. So then she's like walking around doing some snooping, and then sees that the neighbors got a new like AC unit for like central air, and underneath it is our bricks holding up the unit. So she stole our bricks.
Yo, you got neighbors over there stealing bricks? Dummy.
It's
What are we
like
doing?
chipped up from like our patio, like the side of the patio just gone.
But how? When did this happen?
What in the
It was
Bronx?
like 2 weeks ago.
But at what point in time could this have happened? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so my mom and I like kind of like putting it together. So like 2 or so weeks, maybe a month like beforehand, like my dog goes crazy like if there's any like activity back outside. So we're like, what's going on? So we looked and like there's guys walking back and forth. So we think it happened then.
Wow.
Yeah, so then she called the HOA, filed a complaint, and they were like, oh, we gotta talk to some people. And they came back.
Y'all too nice.
Yeah.
Y'all too nice. That's a fight.
Keith Murray,
you take my bricks. You gonna come out here and put all of these shits back, and I'm gonna watch you put them back too.
Yo, these motherfuckers said
right.
These motherfuckers said, hey, yo, they don't got the brackets.
Take these bricks.
Don't worry about it.
Yo, that's crazy.
We got it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and also it doesn't help that they just moved in like a couple months ago.
Oh,
So
that's
so-
violation. Yeah, you gonna have to introduce them to the neighborhood. Welcome to the neighborhood. Like that's what needs to happen.
You gotta break some knees, man.
Facts.
Do what
You gonna have to pull out the knee breaker. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Anger.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, that wouldn't end well. That's not going to end well.
No.
And y'all Italian. I don't know. They messing with the wrong people. They messing with the wrong family.
That's it.
That's all I'm saying.
They gonna end up in sauce.
Yeah. So the Silent Assassin's neighbor, you definitely get the
dummy. Yeah.
because you over here stealing bricks. What's wrong with you?
How dare you?
Who steals bricks? Who steals bricks?
Yo,
Chili?
they got those guys from Home Depot.
You were warned days before. You better make sure you got a good dummy. What's up?
Nah, I don't think I got one this week.
Oh my goodness. Horrible.
Claw got it.
Fang's gonna get him. Fang's gonna get him. Fang's gonna get him.
You're gonna get a verbal.
Well, I have one. But like I said, you stole mine. That was good. But it's always good to have a backup, right? May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Michael Jordan! Michael Jordan again gets my
Dummy. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? I've been on my Jordan bashing for the last month. I don't care. I'll continue. I will continue. Jordan came out and said that he is not a fan and doesn't support his son Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen having a relationship, right? Oh, now you want to come out and say something. All this time, he over here beat her back in and you ain't say nothing, right? You ain't say nothing. Your man Pippen's been hating you for weeks months, years since a documentary, and you wait till now to say something? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't. I think it's weak. And at the same time, too, his son don't even care. His son don't care what he's saying. He get no respect. No respect. So first off, Dad, you ain't giving me no, exactly. Like, these cheeks are more valuable than what you're telling me right now. I already have your what you call it, your inheritance. I'm good, right? I got that in the bag. I'm not listening to you because first off, you didn't give me your basketball genes to make me a good player because I wasn't good, right? I was like 6'2". I didn't grow.
Those went to Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I didn't have to exactly. Went to Jimmy Butler and went to Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? All these other guys that look like you, I didn't get your genes, right? So I gotta get in. I gotta get in the way I gotta get in, right? Don't tell me nothing. Talk about you don't support my relationship, right? You had a relationship with Pippen, so do I. Right? So do I. Wow. So do I. So Jordan, he gets my W of the week because I don't want to hear what Jordan has to say because first off, he got swindled out of his team. One. Got swindled out of his team. I put that out there. You saw what happened. The man made a bet, lost that bet. Some billionaire came and said, "Hey, I'll take up that bet, but need to pay me back, and I need the big dog to pay me back." Where does Jordan get his money from? Oh, I don't have that type of money laying around, so I gotta sell the Hornets. Love it.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yes. My time has come. All this Jordan, I love it. Hey, all this Jordan news, I love it. I love it.
Messed up.
The fact that his son doesn't want to listen to him is great. It's great. Absolutely great. I know you don't like it. I know you Jordan fans. It just hurts. It hurts. I know it hurts. Hurts.
I don't have a tattoo, so I'm good.
I don't either.
Or do you?
I don't.
Okay, cool.
You know, a lot of Jordan fans, they got a tramp stamp. They don't even have it on the arm.
Yeah, no.
It's like right there.
Yeah, I know a few actually.
Yeah.
Under the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Is it?
It is what it is. Yeah. So Michael Jordan, you've taken a lot of L's recently. You lost your team. I mean, you were $3 billion up again, but you're a loser. But you're a winner for W of the Week. That's all for the show, Jeremiah. I appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you for telling your story.
Appreciate you guys having me, man.
Yeah, you know, you're definitely doing a great thing for these kids, man, for yourself. Like I said, like I think one of your story is one of the most compelling stories that I've heard. Now I've spoken to a lot of like former athletes, but you know, I always like to hear the other side of things, like, you know, after the sport, how people rebound and how they be able to, you know, put their life together and stuff like that. So, you know, what you've done, man, is really, really commendable, and I salute you.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you guys, man.
I saw you fade a couple of times in this pod. I'm telling you, we're gonna start keeping the.
There should be a count.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Be a tally.
Nicole, can we get that on the screen somehow? That we can keep like a chilly sleep count.
But can we have no cutscene?
Yeah,
like, there can't be no cutscene.
Yeah, no cut.
Yeah,
we gotta just let it go. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Claw, what is the Claw kind word of the week, sir?
Kanye West is the man. Do you know why?
I'd love to hear it. Because you're the Kanye apologist.
Yes, because he turned Kim K into a bitter baby mother.
Yo. You know what? Let's unpack it now. Now we gotta unpack it for a little bit. Yo, she over here crying every day.
Hey,
every week she crying about this
nigga by herself with the kids.
And he replaced her already. Got a batter her.
Yo,
got a new her on the side. Yeah, she don't talk.
I ain't gonna hold you, boy.
Respectfully, she's with her.
His new wife.
She wears toilets on her head.
Right.
She do whatever she say.
Whatever you say, bro.
She wear the beekeeper.
Whatever.
I need you to bark like a chicken.
Hey.
She wear all that. She
says, "You got
beekeeper."
Yeezy taught me.
Like a dog.
You know what I mean? Facts.
Yeezy taught me.
But my thing is this, right? Like, I mean, when I heard her say it the first time, right? I don't know if I'm being insensitive, right? When she said that, oh, you know, sometimes I cry myself to sleep. you know, with the kids and all, you in this big ass house, you a billionaire, and you crying yourself to sleep. How do we know that you actually putting those kids to sleep?
Esmeralda does it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Who does it?
Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. So it's like seeing this now. It's like it's all cap. It's all cap. I can't believe this. I don't have no sympathy for no Kim K.
But the rumor is after Michael Rubenstein, I think is his name, the guy that had the big ass party this weekend, July 4th. Tom Brady and her slid off.
I saw a picture.
I heard. So that's,
Brady's a single man, so I get it.
Hey. Listen, she gonna go the route. She gonna go the route. It's a new Ben Affleck and J Route, whatever. Like that's gonna be the new vibe. But hey,
Tom gotta stay away.
I also saw Kanye with his daughter and his new chick in Japan. So hey, who won that, baby?
They lit.
It's The Rock.
They lit. That's the first time I'll actually support that.
Throw your diamond in the sky.
I'm gonna support
Kanye.
I'm gonna support Kanye. I'm gonna support Kanye. I'm not gonna lie.
Back from the dead, baby.
Facts.
New sneakers coming soon. Ninja sneakers or whatever he's rocking. Mr. Miyagi's, whatever he rocking.
The Ninja Gators. That's what
the Ninja Gators.
Miyagi Does.
Miyagi Does.
You got the Miyagi Does on.
Phil, Big Phil, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, always. You know, I didn't see what you had on your feet today. What did you wear?
Flight posits.
Oh, don't try to forget. Like
flight posit.
Don't try to figure
eggplant.
Don't do that.
Eggplant. Flight posits. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna have a rule for you.
They're my favorite.
That you cannot come to my house unless you got Crocs on. Like you, no.
I don't own a pair of Crocs.
Well, you need to go buy some. Right? I don't want no flavors up there.
Everybody in my house owns a pair of Crocs.
I don't
me.
like to be embarrassed in my home. I don't like that.
You got a bunch of flight posits in here. See, you got.
Relax. Don't tell them what I got.
You got I can see those coppers right there.
Yeah, I got some stuff in there.
And some Kobe's.
Relax.
You got some Kobe's in there.
Relax.
Yeah, facts.
You got a good pair of nines in there too.
I got some stuff in it. Yeah. Jimmy, the super intern. Are you gonna show up next week? No. Oh, he gave me a smile. I don't know.
He sent the email.
Gonna be a little sketchy. Nicole and the ones and twos, the silent assassin. She does what she does. Chili?
Yo.
Oh, now you want to eat the candy, right? Should have been eating that 2 hours ago. Until next week.
I could have eaten something else too.
Facts. Like what?
I'm gonna say.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know where that was going.
You better end the episode.
It's not a bull.
I'm not here to judge.
If I say it, then y'all gonna be like, oh yeah. Yeah.
It's not us. You do it.
FCC.
You do it.
You should end the episode.
Right. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
My son is the champ. So get over it.